Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. Insane Daleks and the start of an impossible mystery. This is where the fun begins. Hello everyone, welcome to Still Got Legs, the only Doctor Who rewatch podcast in the world. There are no others that exist, so stop. Just stop, okay? Look, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed that you would go looking for other Doctor Who themed podcasts when this is the only one. My name is Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful companion as we go on this fantastic journey through time and space and rewatch all of Doctor Who. His name is Lawrence Fuckhead Thomas Heisey. Hello, Lawrence Fuckhead Thomas Heisey.
We normally do just a little bit of chit-chat before we start recording, and I think that is possibly the 20th time you've called me a fuckhead in the space of maybe 10 minutes.
If I'm being completely honest with you, I think that's the first time I've called you a fuckhead.
I know that's not true, because I thought to myself, Nathan keeps saying that today, that specific one.
That is genuinely the first time I have called you a fuckhead today. If you think I've called you there's something wrong with you.
You're wild. Your memory is poor.
Your memory, you are fucking insane. I've insulted you. Yeah, I have. I have not called you a fuckhead. I have specifically those words. I have not once called you a fuckhead today.
I know
apart
you
from
have.
just then.
I know you have.
How do you?
Because I thought to myself specifically, oh, that's weird. He keeps saying that one. I'm not even. I swear to you, I'm not joking.
Give me an example.
Have said it about 5
Give me
times.
an example, because I have not called you a fuckhead once. Okay?
We went to the Another Happy Pod forums.
Yes.
And I said, oh, I'm not logged in. And you said, well, log in, you fuckhead. And then I said, oh, okay, so we did all of that. And then I said, I can't remember how we got onto it, but I said I was going to remove access from it. And you went, you can't. If you think that's on the thing, you're a fuckhead or something. I promise you said it.
First of all, don't make out like I talk to you like that all the time, okay? Second of all, I didn't call you a fuckhead once, okay?
You did. I know you did.
That is genuinely the first time I've called you a fuckhead.
Why would I bring it up?
I don't know what weird games you're playing. Part of your ongoing your ongoing campaign to make yourself seem like the biggest wholesome person on the internet and the victim on every podcast. I see what you're doing on Twitter, posting these wholesome pictures of yourself smiling, and everyone like, oh, he looks polite doing a smile, and I'm like, you motherfucker.
How is that a slight on you?
You motherfucker.
What world is that a slight on you? I'd love to know how you've taken it that way.
Because what you're doing is you're creating this false image of yourself, I might add, that you're the most wholesome, small bean little boy. You're just a nice little polite boy. They don't know the truth. They don't know.
What's the truth?
You know. I know the truth. You're the most deviant little cunt going, all right?
How? An example.
You're the most deviant little cunt there is, all right?
I want to know an example.
I can't have... Oh, I'll leave this in. I can't have a single conversation with you without you referencing how many times this week you've had sex with my mum and or my dad, all right? Am I wrong or am I right?
That's different for you, is it?
Am I wrong or am I right?
Is that different from
that's not what's in question here, okay? Am I wrong or am I right?
Just a bit of harmless, jovial fun amongst friends, that is.
You see, you craft this image of yourself, and yet the truth is entirely different.
I love the idea that I just posted it. I went through the comments because I like to see what people are resonating with, because it makes fun little jokes. And I'm like, oh, I can use that to help me with my work. And then I saw people reference that I had a lovely smile. And I went, oh, that's kind. And then I put it on Twitter and said, I'm having a great week because of this. It's really uplifted me. And I love the image of you just sat there going, you bastard. You bastard.
I was seething. I was like, they don't know the truth.
They don't know that he wants to sleep with my dad.
I know what he's really like.
If you're listening, Carl, it's a joke. Loads of people say it for fun, all right?
No, you're a deviant, is what you are. You're a fiend and a deviant. Lawrence, I have a question for you.
Oh, another happy question.
I don't know why you're getting excited, because...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I told you I'd ask you it every week.
Oh, no.
Yep. Lawrence, have you this week listened to our episode on the God Complex that me and Catherine spent a lot of time on and put a lot of hard work
don't
to put
start
together
buttering it up.
an entertaining episode of Still Got Legs? Have you listened to it yet?
This is going to sound like excuses, right?
Say the line, Lawrence.
No, and I'm not going to say the line because I genuinely said to myself, I will do it today because I can't bear this again.
Sure.
Right? No,
Then why didn't you?
because I was having a chill day. It was a Sunday. I was having a chill day with my wife. We were watching telly. All right, I didn't do a lot of work, so. All right, fine. I've been busy. There you go. Happy?
No, I'm not. If I'm honest, I'm not. Well, you're only fucking hurting yourself here because that means that it just rolls over to next week. All right.
I thought you were going to say it's one less listener for us to make money off of.
Okay. What do you think of me? All right.
I'm just because you said it would hurt ourselves. I thought maybe that was a financial thing.
No. Fucking hell. Well, I'll ask you again next week. Okay.
And, with the theme song and everything.
And with the theme song, and the shame only increases the longer it goes on. Okay.
Okay. All right. What are the penalties for the shame? Just the weight I have to bear.
Just the weight of the of the shame. Okay.
Okay. Again, I wholeheartedly extend apologies to Catherine and to yourself.
No, you don't, because I think if you really extend apologies, you'd have listened to it, Lawrence. Okay, you're not sorry. You're sorry that you are being called out on it. That's what you're sorry for. We're here to talk about if you have listened to that podcast.
No, I haven't. Let's move on from this.
No, we won't. We'll stick with this, I think.
All right. Well, I've extended apologies. We will see what happens next week. We'll see if you have to keep doing this.
I wonder if I will. Spoiler alert. I will. I'm pretty sure he won't have listened to it by next week. Okay, so it's Series 7, Episode 1 of Doctor Who. It is written by Stephen Moffat, directed by Nick Horan. It is Episode 89 of Still Got Legs and Doctor Who. And it is, of course, the Asylum of the Daleks. Lawrence, what do you know of Series 7 of Doctor Who?
I know that there's a general consensus. Well, I know it's kind of split into two parts, being like...
No kind of about it. That's factual. That is a fact. That is a cold, hard fact.
No, but in the way that Season 6 had a mid-season finale, but it still carried on the kind of same basic plot, whereas Season 7 ends a storyline and starts a completely new one in the
Still
second
split
half.
into two parts. Still a cold, hard fact that it is split into two parts.
You asked me, dude. I'm just saying what I know.
I'm just answering.
Yeah, I know it's split into two. I know that there's a general consensus that apparently the first half is better than the second half.
Wrong.
I know that there's a switch up in cast members and regular cast members.
Wrong. Everyone who is in this episode is in Series 7 Part 2. That's not entirely true, but...
We're in very murky waters now. I pretty much know nothing from this point onwards apart from like the big stuff like Day of the Doctor and all of that shit. Right.
I didn't ask you about Day of the Doctor.
No, I know, but I'm saying from this point out it's very, very murky for me. Yeah, not
Do you
not
know
a
the
lot.
premise of Series 7? That's what I was getting at. I didn't need your fucking life story.
The
all right?
whole premise.
Do you know the premise of the inception, the conception of Series 7?
No, I can't say I do.
Okay,
If there's-
cool.
if there's a
well
clear
done.
answer,
Shut up.
then no.
Shut up. All right. So the premise of Series
He
7...
never speaks to me
okay.
like this, by the way,
So
everyone. It's
the
all
premise,
me.
the premise. Shut up, Lawrence. So the premise of Series 7 is that no two-parters, all blockbuster, one-off episodes, all much like a movie, which is why every single episode has a movie poster which accompanies it. Okay,
Right. Are we using those for our promo art?
we are indeed. Yes,
Hey, good job. I like that. That's nice.
yes.
Is that a premise or is that just a thing?
Well, I said it like a concept, like the idea.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Why did they? Why did you know why they did that?
No.
Does anyone
Yeah, I'm sure. Some
other than
people do.
Stephen Moffat?
I don't know. Probably. Yeah, maybe his wife. I don't know.
Why? Why would they do that? I don't get that. What's to
Why
gain?
not? Well, what's to lose?
Well, yeah, but like it's a weirdly specific dialed-in choice. Like,
Do something new. Have some fun with it.
yeah, I guess so. I like that. I'm not against it. Well, I mean,
Sounds
I've
like
only
you're
seen one.
against it. You're being very weird about it.
No, I'm confused by like what led them to that. Like there wasn't really many negative reactions to any two-parters in the last season that would have got them to like course correct or anything. At least not that I can think of.
Not that you know of.
Not that. Well, I watched all of the season. There's documented proof about that. I saw all those episodes.
Okay.
All right, no, I don't. Well, I don't know why they did that. That's cool though. I'm excited to see that as we go forward. What do you think of Asylum of the Daleks? This episode.
I would love to know, Lawrence, what you think of this episode called Asylum of the Daleks.
Oh damn. I like it. I think it does take some liberties here and there. I think there's something
what do
that.
you mean?
Well, we can get to it as it comes up because one of them's at the beginning, one of them's at the end. But I found it quite touching in places. I think there's a nice focus on the characters, even though I may not love everything about it. The big thing that I like about it is it spotlights someone who is new to the cast and is set to become important later on.
You don't know that.
Well, I do. Well, I know that. I do know that. And I think it's not a perfect episode, but it's a good one, and I had a lot of fun watching it.
What do you mean liberties?
Well, I just think that there's some stuff that they do, but we'll get to it. I want to know your thoughts first. I don't want my liberties to colour your opinions.
I don't know what you mean by because when you say taking liberties, it usually means they like get something wrong.
Well, not necessarily wrong. I think they reach
because like if you take
directions.
liberties, you change something. You like if you're saying if you're like adapting a movie like a book to a movie, you take liberties. You would change the story. So like, what do you mean by take liberties?
Well, I think they changed the status quo of some characters. And I mean, it's pretty obvious what I'm talking about. It's the where we pick up with Amy and Rory, and
we knew about that. We knew about that. We watched Pond Life.
Yeah, but we didn't know.
By the way, we watched Pond Life. Go listen to that. It's a mini episode.
It's on YouTube. It's on our feed. It's a little bonus episode for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah, it is everywhere. First time on the feed. Look at us go.
Great.
No, I was just pushing the boat out.
Okay. Yes.
No, well, look, we can get to it because it like the episode opens pretty much with it, so we'll talk about it soon.
Okay.
I want to know what you think of the episode as a whole. I'm genuinely very curious.
Controversial episode. It is. Seems to divide opinions. This one,
yeah,
and I will say, most people who don't like it are wrong because this is a certified banger. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is a certified
right,
banger. Okay. I am an Asylum of the Daleks apologist. Okay. I like/love/ really enjoy this episode. I think it's a good fun time. I think it's a great way to kick off the series. I think it completely knocks you off your feet with a certain storyline. You're like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Who is that? Is that who I think it is? Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. And it kicks off an ongoing mystery, which I enjoy. And I am here for it. Lawrence, welcome to the era of Nathan being insufferable.
I didn't know that was this point. I thought that came a bit later with a certain someone and a certain other doctor.
Lawrence, welcome to the era of Nathan being insufferable. And that's all I'll say on that for now. Okay. So, how do we start off, Lawrence?
So there is a big old sweeping shot of what appears to be a bunch of wreckage until it pulls out a little bit. And it's a big old Dalek monument.
It's not a wreckage at all. It's a city.
It's a city. It looks a bit fucked up and stuff, doesn't it?
No, it's a city. It's just a city.
Looks fucked up.
All right. Well, that's rude of you. Okay.
Oh, of Skaro. I'm sorry, everyone.
It's a city. Okay. It's not wreckage. You thought the fucking wreckage on Gallifrey was shields, you moron.
It looked like shit. You even saw it and you went, I can see why you would think that, even though you knew it wasn't.
But you're wrong and an idiot. Okay.
Okay. It's a big old stone Dalek monument. Looks really cool. I was like, whoa, caught me off.
I feel like you're skipping over the important thing here.
What's the important thing?
We're on fucking Skaro.
I'm gonna get to it. It's part of the reveal, the big Dalek monument. Because you're like, oh, what's this place? Is it a wreckage? Is it a city? Who knows? It's impossible to tell.
It's a city. I feel like everyone can tell. It looks like a city.
What is that? Is that a shield? I can't make it out.
No.
But no, it pulls up. Yeah, we're on fucking. We've never been to Skaro, have we?
Never. No. First time on Skaro.
Yeah, fucking. What do you think of the vibe of the vibe of Skaro?
Horrible place. Acid rain. Big Dalek monument. Big Dalek building.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to spend an afternoon there. Nor does the Doctor, apparently. But we'll find that out in a second.
No, why would you?
Yeah. So it starts off. I like how they grow the legend of the Doctor, like from the last couple of episodes. He's like skulking in the shadows. You see his silhouette is like more prominent in this little talking scene that he's having with a woman, even pretty much before anything else. Yeah, but what's going on with this woman? What are they talking about?
Her daughter's in a Dalek prison camp. And she escapes the Dalek prison camp, but not really, because she's in fact dead and a Dalek puppet.
That is true. I love the fucking. I don't quite know why, but the Doctor's demeanor here in general just seems meaner. Like he seems a bit more short tempered, and maybe it's just because he's on Skaro, but he seems very like. Do you know what I mean? Does he come across as a bit like extra jaded, more so than normal?
A little bit, I guess, because she does say to him, they say you can help, and he answers, do they? I wish they would stop, which is a little bit strange when, like, it's just innocent people asking for help, but, like, you know.
Yeah. And last episode, he was like, Merry Christmas to these children!
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess he is a little bit mean, but I think he knows something's afoot here. First of all, he's on Skaro. That's not like...
Yeah.
You got to know something's amiss when you're being summoned to Skaro. First of all, you're being summoned, which not really many people can do. That's like, that's a fucking red flag, first of all. And then you're being summoned to Skaro, of all places. You're like, look, something fishy's going on here. This is probably like 95% certain this is a trap. Yeah. But I just got to see it through. And even if it is a trap, I'll figure it out, you know?
Yeah, I like that he's still gone there, like, because we say at the Doctor he's coming across, like you say, you know, I wish they would stop asking for help, but he's still gone there, isn't he? Like, his actions are still very Doctor-y in the sense that he's gone there to be like, well, if it's not a trap, then this is something I should help out in, but...
Turns out you should have listened to Admiral Akbar, because it was a trap, though.
It was a trap. So the lady is a Dalek, or a Dalek thing.
She's a Dalek puppet.
Yeah. Is that the official term? Because I know he keeps saying puppet. But...
Yes.
Okay. All right. I I love how not subtle it is. Like, I like how it just, like, as soon as it's revealed, it's just a big eye. A big eye comes out of their forehead.
What else is it going to be?
No, I know, but, like, when you think about, like, what the Dalek needs that eye for, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? That it would need to suddenly poke out a third, more obviously not human eye.
No, but it's more just to give us a visual cue that it's a Dalek, really.
Hey, that's a Dalek, I said.
Yeah.
So they don't exterminate the Doctor. We're led to believe the Doctor's been exterminated.
No.
I know.
It's a stun. We all know it's a stun. And then
but it makes the same noise.
No, yeah, but so does a fucking E11 blaster, all right? I know it's a stun, all right?
Wait, I thought the Star Wars guns, when they stunned, it was a blue circle and it was kind of...
It is.
Noise.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of similar, though. Yeah.
Good on us. I like how the ship comes down in the window.
This is what I was saying. The shield, you mean? They say the Doctor has been acquired. They're not going to say that if they just fucking put him down, are they?
Yeah. I know it's...
So yes, you're wrong is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, but it's still the blast. It's still got the effect. It's still got the sound effect. We've never seen a Dalek stun before, I don't think.
You're probably wrong on that.
Unless you can name one, then you have to say I'm right.
Moving on, Lawrence.
But yeah, I like how the ship / shield flies out through the window, and it's basically just like, we got him, boys. It's all a big cheer. Anyway, Nathan, are you familiar with the artist John Newman?
No, I don't think so.
He's the one that sings this song. You know, Can You Feel the Love? The one that Amy's modelling to. This was like you could not escape this song. If you were a retail worker in 2011, You could
Okay.
not escape this song for love nor money. It was this one, and it was the other one that he sung, which was also about love. And it was it went I need to know now, will you love me again? Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on John Newman? I'm curious.
I'm going to be honest. I have zero thoughts on John Newman. Okay,
It's Randy Newman's son, the Toy Story man's son.
is he?
Yeah. I think
That's
so.
interesting. Nepotism.
Well, yeah. Let me double check that because there's a chance I could be very wrong. I'm not seeing that they're related. They might not be related, everyone.
All right, so you're a fucking idiot, is what you're saying.
Not necessarily, because they have the same surname, so they might be related and not know it.
Newman. Famously fucking very obscure surname. Not many people with that last name, is there?
Unless
Newman.
you can present me their family tree, then you have to admit I'm right.
No, I don't. I think, in fact, we just proved you're not right, actually. Was that your entire basis for that point? The fact that they have the same last name?
Well, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
That's pretty dumb.
Well, I thought I'd heard it before.
You can't just throw out that fact without knowing it. You gotta look that up, man.
Hey, I did. In my defense, I immediately quality checked myself and realized I was wrong and came clean.
Yeah, but you can't fact check yourself once you've said it. All right, you gotta look it up first, man.
All right, well, I'm not perfect. Okay.
No, you're not.
Do you remember what Randy Newman looked like? He had a big quiff.
I've
with
never seen Randy Newman in my life. Why would I know what he looked like? He's just the guy from the fucking Toy Story song. All right, I don't know what he looks like.
I meant John Newman. I mean,
I don't know what fucking John Newman. Why would I know what John Newman looks like?
it's his son, isn't it?
Fuck. First of all, no, it's not. We just established this.
He had a quiff. And he had like a rogue-like
My
white
hair
streak in his
is
quiff.
getting grayer by the second. Okay.
Well, you'd be in the same books as John Newman then, because he's got that
don't
streak in his
know.
quiff.
I don't know what he looks like.
Go on, look him up.
No, I don't want to. I don't care about John Newman.
There's certain
never
funny moments
have.
where you switch from like frustrated to exhausted, and it's so noticeable.
I hate this.
So no, Amy's doing a photo shoot. She's got the words love, well, she's got the words hate and then love first, in that specific order on her knuckles. Interesting theme for the episode, Nathan.
Fucking hell.
Well, no, I just realised later on that it starts with her saying hate and love on her things. And it's a very 2011 photo shoot, and then it ends by talking about the level of hate and love that Rory and Amy have for each other. And I was like,
Mr. Theme Analysis is here. Get ready,
No,
everyone.
it's not even theme. I just pointed.
Time
I was
to
like,
examine the mise en scène, everyone. Fucking hell.
It's the most basic theme of the episode.
Bloody hell. Blood's here. He's got his fucking whatever. Amy's a model now. Pretty cool. I like that.
She is. Well, she was a model before because she had that thing about the girl who waited or something in when the Doctor was running around with Smithy.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, Amy is still a model. Amy continues to be a model then. So good for her. Okay.
Well on Amy.
Cracking. Well done. She's still getting work. Good for her.
She does, and she's got enough work to have an assistant who is dressed in the most 2011 get-up you've ever seen in your life.
Are you obsessed with 2011 or something? Are you like a fucking... I don't know what's going on, but
It
you
was
just
just a very prominent time for like, 2011 is one of them years where if you see someone dressed like they're from 2011, you would go, yeah.
This was 2012, by the way. So I feel like I
but it
should
would have been
point that
filmed
out.
in 2011.
Probably not, because it aired in September of 2012.
No, that's probably still like late 2011 it was being filmed.
I reckon it probably started. Yeah, possibly, but given how long these shoots last for, I'd say statistically it's more likely that it was shot in 2012.
Yeah, but then they got to give it to the editors to turn it around. That's not a quick process.
I'm not fucking saying it's shot from January to September 2012, you fuckhead. I'm saying that most of the production would have been in 2012, okay?
I still think they're dressed in very 2011 ways. You can't prove me wrong, because that is 2011. He's wearing a red tartan button-up with a black cardigan on. It's very
this might have been-
2011.
I think this might be my least favorite episode of Still Got Legs we've ever done.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
What have I done?
I feel like you're purposely just trying to piss me off this.
I spoke about John Newman for less than 5 minutes.
You're obsessed with 2011. Okay. I'll be honest, I largely do not care about 2011. Okay.
That's all right, it's fair. I'll just skip over the next 5 of my notes.
Please do.
We can move on.
Anyway,
No, right,
well
but-
done to that guy for wearing a plaid shirt, I guess, which
Yeah.
screams 2011.
No, it's the way he's
apparently.
wearing it. It's not the shirt
Okay.
itself. It's the fact that it's all the way buttoned up and then he's paired a little black cardi on top of it.
Did he have on a pair of sand-coloured chinos and a Rihanna t-shirt underneath it? Okay, that's
actually
my
think-
memory of 2011.
I actually think that was more 2012, 2013 vibes.
Then explain my memory.
I guess I can't.
Well, there you go.
Damn, I'm wrong.
Checkmate, atheists.
He's got me.
Yeah.
All right, but the important thing is that the assistant is there to tell Amy, your husband's here. And Amy goes, I don't have a husband.
And she's wrong about that.
But, well, yeah, she is wrong. Factually, that's not true.
Factually, she's incorrect. So I think she'll find, actually, that she does have a husband. And he's waiting for her like a moody little cunt. I was trying to find another word, but then I couldn't, so I just said cunt.
But he is being a bit sulky, isn't he?
He
Like,
is. He's just there like, he's looking a little glum. He's in the mirror. He's even been quite dismissive of her career. Actually, he's been a little cunt. He's like saying, "Oh, working. I thought you just pouted at a camera." Like, excuse you, that paid your mortgage.
Yeah.
Well, not really, because the doctor stole you a house, I guess. But like, still, you know.
Oh, yeah. He did just kind of give them one, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'd love to know the paperwork for that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, I guess so. What? We haven't seen Rory do any of his nursing since the first episode. I don't think we've seen
That
him
is not true, Lawrence.
No, we've seen him like be a nurse here and there on their travels, but we haven't seen him at work at all, have we?
Well, no, but when have we seen Amy at work?
When that is with Smithy.
Other than that one time and that's not seeing her at work. That's seeing the results of her work. Okay.
Yeah, all right, but then
So
you're
when have we seen her at work since the first episode?
This today.
Well, I guess you're right. Okay, I guess you are correct. Okay.
All right, no, but the vibe is off, right? Rory's being surly. Obviously, something's happened amongst
Well, yeah,
them.
he's handing her fucking divorce papers. We know this. We watched Pond Life. We know they broke up.
No, but it didn't scream. Well, I guess it did kind of scream.
It did.
divorce.
She kicked him out. He was walking out with his bags packed.
All right, this is a lot of the reason why I believe, at least what I can garner from responses that we've had. This is a lot of people's reason for it being a controversial Marmite episode. What do you think on this? What are your initial gut reaction to? Oh, they're separating.
So it's difficult to talk about it fully because the reason and everything hasn't come up yet. It's just they're separated, no explanation for it at this point. Okay. But just generally, overall, and again, controversial, I like it because I like that there's consequences to things that have happened previously, okay? And I like a line that Amy has later on in the episode where she says to the doctor, it's life. You know that thing that happens when you're not around?
Yeah.
They do have a life outside of the doctor now. They have their everyday normal life, and you know, things do happen, and it would be a struggle to keep up with that, especially with the trauma of everything else. I like that there is real consequences to it. Don't get me wrong, I do also have issues with it. It does at times feel like it could have been resolved with a post-it note or just a simple bit of communication and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I still like that there are real consequences to these truly horrible things that have happened between them.
I think it's a jolt, isn't it? It's just something that feels unfamiliar because largely a lot of the past 2 seasons have been focused on building their relationship and the fact that Amy fucking essentially reboots the entire universe by remembering how much she loves the people close to her and around her, Rory included. It's one of them things that kind of makes you go so much focus has been on that. If this was Rose and Mickey, this would have just been another minute in the episode we probably wouldn't have even focused on.
No one would care less. No, if it was Rose and Mickey, were they still together?
I thought they were longer. But yeah, so it's that's why it's a bit jarring. But I think narratively it's interesting. Like, how many more times can we see Rory and Amy reaffirm their love for one another? This takes it in a slightly different direction, which I find quite interesting.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think there are seeds to it, like that it shows you kind of the resolution that will come in a bit. But like Rory's walking out, Amy really does try to reconnect with him. She kind of just like half-heartedly says Rory to stop him going, and he carries on leaving. But then obviously the rest of the episode happens and they get swept up in circumstance. And speaking of the rest of the episode, Nathan, what happens?
Well, what happens is there's some lovely, beautiful ads, which we'll play now, and then we'll talk about the rest of the episode.
Amazing news. Ho, ho, good ads just in time for Christmas. We don't know what they were.
Sure.
It could have been something for Christmas.
Could have, yeah.
It could have been John Newman's latest album.
Lawrence, please shut the fuck up and continue, okay?
Do you ever have some of them artists that you like? They were massive back in the day, and you go like, I haven't heard their name in years, and you go and look, and they've been dropped by their label, and their like most recent Spotify update is like an album from like 2 years ago with like less than a couple 100,000 streams, and you're like,
what are you
that's
asking
kinda sad.
me? What are you asking me?
For example, I watched X Factor with my mum when I was younger, right? And I'll try and keep this brief. I realise this is not.
Please
Doctor
do.
Who.
Okay.
But there was a
I actually
sibling.
want to talk about this episode. All
Well,
right?
I've got loads to say. We'll get to
All
it.
right.
Right? No, but I watched this band called Same Difference. It was a
Oh,
twin
not the
sibling.
fucking incest couple.
Yeah, yeah, it was them. You know them. You remember them.
Oh, I do, unfortunately. Yeah.
But they were very irritating. They were very like kind of like
They were clearly fucking.
yeah.
They were clearly fucking. All right.
But the worst thing is, it was kind of marketed like they were too, and it like all of their album artwork, they're kind of like touching in a way that doesn't feel siblingy, and it's strange. Anyway, they've still put out music recently, and it's like their first album is very funny, and it's like it's got loads of fucking money pumped into it. You can tell the production value just from the album artwork alone, and then like. The most recent stuff, like we've made better looking stuff on Canva than some of their newest album artworks.
Don't give away where we make our stuff, okay?
Oh, yeah, but all right, it's fun. I tell you what, if you pay for Photoshop, you're a chump. All right, it's too much money.
Don't give away our secrets, Lawrence. Okay.
Sorry, everyone. All right, so back to Doctor Who, as was promised. This is not a Still Got Legs, Same Difference rewatch podcast. Amy's makeup artist shoots her. Just goes bang.
Yeah, sure. Yes, so she is her makeup artist is in fact a Dalek puppet. Okay, as is Rory's bus driver. Okay, what's going on there, man? First of all, that's a London red bus. All right, so that tells me this is in London. Okay. Do you know how frequently the buses come along in London?
Yeah.
Every 2 minutes, there's a new bus. All right. Do you know the coincidence that has to happen for you to ensure he's getting on that bus without driver?
Yeah, that's a
man.
point actually, because it's not like they can just go to the nearest person near Rory. Like that person's had to get up for work and go get on the bus and do the route waiting for Rory.
Unless the Daleks have somehow managed to fucking turn all of London into puppets. Somehow.
Or just every bus driver.
Sure. Let's just target every bus driver specifically.
He's got to get on the bus eventually, they say.
He's got to get on one of them. Sure.
So everyone wakes up. Well, Amy and Rory wake up. We've seen them both just get shot. And they read out both of their names. They say Amelia Pond has been acquired. Rory Williams has been acquired. And they wake up in a white room with bars on the window. And as they look out, it's in space.
It's in space, like bloody hell! What a turn up for the books. I fucking love bit of fun here. The Rory says, "Oh, how much trouble are we in this time?" And then in walks the Doctor behind the Dalek, all dramatically. He's walking in with a Dalek, and he's like, "How much trouble, Mr. Pond? Out of 10, 11." Oh. That's where you put the title sting. What are you doing?
Yeah, right. I was fully expecting it.
Come on. Outrageous.
My note says, I pointed and clapped. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
It's good stuff. I like it.
It's good. It's good, man. It is very good.
It is good. But that was not where the title sting was, so I don't know what the editor was smoking, but
Yeah, it
clearly
seems crazy that they did where they put it is kind of weak as well, in my opinion.
no, I don't mind where they put it. I feel like it works still, but
It's just not as strong as this as it would have
Yeah.
been here.
I would have put it there personally.
We need
But
to
anyway,
get Topher Grace
so-
on the re-edit.
Enough of Topher Grace, all right. Anyway, so the little platform they're on, it lifts up, and they're in a large room surrounded by Daleks, which they say is the Parliament of the Daleks, which is quite interesting. And the Doctor's like, "Well, you got me. I'm here. It's Christmas. Come on, have a go if you think you're hard enough. Shoot me."
Yeah.
And then they're just like, "Nah."
No, we actually won't.
No, we won't, actually.
I like the concept that we're kind of running out of things of the Daleks. Like we've had an empire, we've had like a secret cult, like a kind of like a special ops situation. We've had like the new and improved Daleks. We're kind of, do you know what I mean? We're kind of running out of institutions of.
But
the
I don't think
Daleks.
any of those contradict each other. Well, maybe Empire and Parliament kind of does, but I don't think like there's you can have a secret cult and a Parliament.
Oh no, you absolutely can. I think they're actually, if anything, doing quite a good job at diversifying them out there, like spreading out the. And I quite like the idea that there's of the Daleks, there's a million governing bodies of just people interested in doing different things. But yeah, so all right, it's been a while since we've seen the Daleks. That's nice, isn't it? They're nice that they're back.
Lawrence, excuse you. We saw that half-broken Dalek stork in the Wedding of River Song. Okay, so I think you'll find you're incorrect.
All right, it's been a while since we've seen the Daleks properly as an antagonist of a story.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Fuck them. All right. I'll tell you what. Fuck them. Fuck Stephen Moffat. What's that quote from Christopher Eccleston where he goes, "Fire Russell T Davies,
Fire Julie Gardner,
fire Stephen Moffat, fire anyone involved in who scrapped the design of the Paradigm Daleks, okay? Because fuck all those cowards, all right?
There's still some
cowards. Yes, but they've been relegated to now like a ceremonial, like superior. It's like the Speaker of the House of Commons, all right? It's just one of them.
Job.
It's just one of. It's not a nothing job, but it's just one of them there, and it's just infuriating. Yeah. And how many of these ugly, boring, disgusting bronze cunts are there? All right.
I will say it doesn't. Look, you can go back to if there's any new listeners that have just picked up from where we are in the Victory of the Daleks. We spoke a lot about the design. Nathan really likes the new Paradigm Daleks. I was not as sold. I don't mind them. I think there's interesting stuff to them.
Wrong.
But it also, I'm with you here because it doesn't make sense. The point of the Paradigm Daleks, and they extinguished the older, lesser pure Daleks, was so that they essentially went, this is the blueprint. We're the new Daleks. We'll make more ones. They're going to look like us.
Yeah.
And then they kind of just went, we found the Parliament of the Daleks. We just shout them out.
Don't worry, we found a whole bunch of other ones, so we're fine, actually.
Why would they? I know they. Oh, excuse me. I know they rolled it back because of people didn't like the look, but this just feels more cowardly. Like, stick to your guns. At the end of the day, the Daleks are
cowardly.
Still cool.
It's so cowardly. Just keep the design. First of all, it's better. All right. Second of all,
I don't think it's better. I think
new.
it's different.
Well, you're wrong. Okay. It's something new and interesting. Okay.
Yes.
And fucking hell, so these ugly bronze cunts are still here, and I hate them.
But yeah, so they don't. The Doctor, like you said, immediately starts beefing them and says, go on, it's Christmas, you've got me. Then just kind of braces himself to get shot, wondering if they'll actually kind of have the balls to do it. And they essentially break out into a chorus of "Save us, save the Daleks." And that's when the Doctor goes, "This is new," and that's when we get the sting.
That's when we get the sting. New titles.
What do you think of the new
Lawrence,
titles?
did you pay attention to the title sequence? Because you never fucking do. Okay?
I do on season openers and like specials and stuff to see if anything's amiss.
Generally, you never do. Okay.
We haven't had new season titles in a while.
Well, you should have paid attention last week. It was a Christmas special. All right.
I should have done. That is true. All right. I like it. I like that there's a lighter time vortex. Kind of the colours are a bit different, which I mean,
it's basically just the same one with an Instagram filter over it.
Yeah, but it's a bit brighter. It's a bit nicer. I think it's a bit prettier. The logo itself's a bit more knobbly. I don't know quite how to describe it. It's kind of got those polka dots in it.
No, it's the Dalek design. It's Dalekanium.
Does that stay then?
No, because each episode has a personalized title sequence.
Oh, what of the logo and towards the end, or a completely different title sequence?
What are you asking me?
Like, do they change the whole time vortex and everything?
No, I don't think so.
So when you say personalized, is it just the logo towards the end?
Well, yes.
Okay. Well, that's what I asked, and you went, I don't know what you're asking me.
I don't know what are you asking me?
Well, you just answered it, so yes is the answer.
Okay.
It's just the logo at the end.
I think so. Maybe it's different. I don't know. I can't quite remember, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know if they changed the Instagram filter on the rest of the title sequence, okay?
I didn't know if
Maybe
it was going to
did.
be like a different one, like a whole different vibe.
Anyway, Lawrence, yes, it's the same title sequence.
The
but
font
a little
is
bit
different.
Yeah, it is. It's a different text. It's a different titles.
It's
Yeah.
nicer. Looks a bit sexier, a bit prettier.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Got a little bit of airiness about it, mystery.
Has got a bit more gaps between the letters, not as blocky.
All right, sure. Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's interesting. I think it looks nice.
Okay, gotta love those gaps.
All right, so where do we open up after the sting?
I don't know. I tell you what, we open up on a mysterious woman who's baking a souffle. She's listening to classical music. She's checking her defenses, saying they came again last night. She's giving us a bit of narration as she goes about her daily duties. What an interesting conundrum I'm at here. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
here's where I'm at. Do we talk about this, or how do we handle this?
We need to discuss this going forward, don't we?
Yeah, because we can come at this in two ways. We can come at this as the series expects us to come at it, with fresh eyes, or we can come at it with the knowledge we have.
I think most of our listeners, the general impression I'm getting is that they are rewatching with us.
Yes.
And for those that aren't, let's just say we won't give you any spoilers as to where anything goes or ends up going. But the thing that we can reveal...
How would we do that?
Well, no, because we don't have to say that, like, this episode sets in motion a mystery. We do not have to say how that resolves, just like we wouldn't have said that with River. We never said how River's story ends.
Yes.
But we did say that River is a character that we'll see again.
What I will say, okay, is before this episode aired, before this episode aired, it was announced that Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill would be leaving Doctor Who, and this is their last season. They'd be staying on for the first part of season 5, okay? And it was also announced that in the second half of season 7, a new companion who has not been named, okay? A new companion played by, at the time, Jenna Louise Coleman, now just Jenna Coleman, would be stepping in to play this character, okay? And they also release like a production still, like a picture of her and Matt Smith on set together, okay? Like, here's a new companion. And I had seen that, okay? I had seen that. I was aware of this new companion, okay?
Yeah.
I was aware this was coming, okay? So when I watched the episode, I remember this scene came on. I was like, whoa. What? And then throughout the entire episode, I was so fucking confused because I was like, is that kind of looks like, but it's, and then obviously the episode plays out and the storyline plays out. So I'm like, oh no, it can't be.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so confused. And then afterwards I saw the name in the credits and I was like, no, it fucking is. And I was beyond confused. I was so mind fucked. And it was, what a twist. What a twist and a reveal to be like, hey, here's your new companion. You'll see her in like fucking 6 months or whatever. Get excited. And then like, trick, she's here now, bitch. You know?
It's also like when you think about it as well, it's not even technically like similar to an Adiola / Martha situation.
Oh, it's nothing like that. No, because that's just pure accident. That's pure. This is 100% intentional. This is the first step of a mystery. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
This is intentional. That was just
casting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is how we're going to do it going forward. Okay. This is the actor that goes on to play the next companion in Doctor Who. we are not going to speak about characters necessarily yet, other than what we've seen in this episode. I think that's the fairest way we can do it.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're going to say that we're going to talk about.
We
Oswin.
also might break that rule, but sure.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to at some point.
Yeah, I think we probably will break that rule.
All right, look, some stuff goes on in season 7. Maybe just if you're listening along with us, maybe just get ahead a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe
watch
just-
a few episodes ahead.
Yeah, get a few in the bank and then come back.
Watch up to the Bells of St. John. Watch that and then come back.
Yeah.
All right?
Right, that's the housekeeping out of the way. So
Yeah. Okay.
So like you say, there's a lovely souffle baking lady. She's dressed in a nice red dress. It's day 363, and the terror continues. She reckons it might be vampires, as this banging and this interference only seems to happen at night for her.
I'll tell you what the terror is. It's me barking. All right? That's what it is. Okay.
Is there place for this? Can I speak my truth?
Look, okay. Look, you're not allowed, okay?
Okay,
But
all
I will say, when I first saw this episode, it awakened a crush that has remained to this day, okay?
Oh, right,
A
okay.
lifelong crush on Jenna Coleman.
Yeah.
Oh, she's such a beautiful lady. Oh, my God. Oh, look at her. She's beautiful.
She is. Right, let's not venture down this road too much.
No, I know. I won't.
Because it can very quickly come misconstrued.
But let it be known, she is beautiful.
I'm
Okay.
just all I'll say is the red dress is doing
You
something.
stay away from her. You stay away, you dirty dog.
So it's her mum's birthday. She's
It
kind
is.
of got a little voice recorder. She's leaving a little message for her mum. And I it's kind of sad. Like it's in itself, this scene is quite sad because it ends with we don't know her name yet, but let's call her Souffle Girl for the time being. It ends with her essentially drowning out the sound by turning up her classical music louder
Yeah.
and
yeah.
drowning out an uncomfortable truth. I wonder if that will
Relatable.
come back in the episode.
Relatable. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good scene. It's a good introduction. It's intriguing, is what it is.
It is intriguing. It's an intriguing mystery. That's what it is. Although, I mean, at this point, it's just a character. But yeah. Back at the Parliament of the Daleks, they're like, "Oh, we're here," and then the Doctor's like, "Where?" And he speaks to that woman, and he's like, "She had a daughter. You know, you had a daughter in her life and everything." And she just goes,
Yeah.
"I know. I've read my file, and now I'm wearing this lovely little leather number with all these straps and harnesses." What's going on with those outfits, man?
Yeah, it's strange, aren't they? They kind of, I think they just didn't really know how to dress them, because theoretically they'd just be dressed like people, wouldn't they?
I don't know.
Like just normal people, like the bus driver and the makeup artist. They just look like normal people.
Well, yeah, but they're still on human mode. They don't know they're Dalek puppets.
Oh, that's true, and they're of Earth too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we don't know. We can't speak to all these random people's cultures that we know nothing about. Then
It's true. Yeah,
maybe
That's
this is
actually
the
quite-
hottest strip of the planet that they belong to.
That's actually quite racist of you, Lawrence.
I don't think it is. I think it's actually quite respectful.
No, I'm saying I'm the one being respectful. You're the one being racist.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right. So where are they, Lawrence?
They're on a big old ship that is.
No, you fuckhead. Where does the spaceship go to? You fuckhead.
They're hovering above the planet that harbors the asylum of the Daleks.
The planet is the asylum of the
Well,
Daleks.
well,
Lawrence.
yes,
It
yes,
doesn't
but
harbor the asylum. It is the asylum.
Well, technically, it does both.
I'm gonna kill you.
The planet
Alright?
plays host.
I'm gonna
to the
kill you with a gun. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill you for real.
I love it when what's the guy's voice again? The guy that does the voice of the Daleks. What's his name?
Nicholas Briggs.
He does. There's a specific Dalek type of voice. I think he does it for the Supreme Dalek. I think he did it for the Emperor Dalek in season 1, way back when. Is when it's really deep and booming. I love that voice. I think that's my favorite Dalek voice, and it comes back a little bit here. The person, the Dalek that specifically is like, here's the Prime Minister, not the Prime Minister itself of the Daleks, but the one that's like, go speak to the Prime Minister, Dalek. That one's got a big, deep voice that I like.
The one white paradigm Dalek.
Oh, I suppose it would be. Yeah, because they were in Victory of the Daleks as well, that voice, wasn't they? the Paradigm Daleks had the deep.
You get
fancy
focused on the voices of the Daleks way too much. all
I
right?
think I just think it's a really good performance. I thought to myself, sadly,
We'll
with the
talk
news
about the performance of Nicholas Briggs later on, okay? But you do get focused on the individual voices of the Daleks way too much. Okay?
because it's interesting. I think it's a very good vocal performance with a lot of variety.
I said we'll talk about that later on. Shut up, all right?
All right, fine. So yeah, the reason that they're essentially they've called the Doctor and they needed the Doctor's companions as well is because the asylum is essentially a home for defective Daleks that are like battle scarred. They're insane. They're uncontrollable. And this leads to a bit of a showdown between the Doctor and the Dalek Prime Minister, where they discuss kind of the main reason for the Doctor being there. The Daleks say, the Doctor says, it's always baffled me that you have this place, an asylum. Why not just kill them? That's the Daleks' MO. You're used to just killing shit that you don't like. And then they say, would it surprise you to know that we have a concept of beauty? And I don't know, what do you have the quotes of this conversation, or?
I do, Lawrence. Thank you for asking.
Please.
A planet where they lock up all the insane and uncontrollable Daleks. It's offensive to them to disintegrate such divine hatred. And then the Doctor says, "I thought you'd run out of ways to make me sick. Hello again. You actually think hatred is beautiful," he says. So that's why the Daleks haven't got rid of it, because it's too beautiful. They're too pure. They love hatred.
But then do you have what the Daleks say in return to the Doctor?
Perhaps that is why we've never been able to kill you.
That's a great line.
Is it?
Do you not think? Just throwing it back in the Doctor's face as he kind of chastises them against like hatred, and they.
Oh wait, is that a Dalek? Is that a Dalek calling the Doctor beautiful?
Well, in a way, but like the kind of twisted form of beautiful that is hatred, because the Doctor's a creature that has such hatred.
Damn, I didn't know they played like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it came across to me, because it comes back a little bit later on in the episode as well, where they say that because the Doctor, they have a word for him that's the Predator, and we'll get to that in a bit. But like,
spoiler alert!
well, because no, but that's how I read it in the scene, because later on it gets in saying like the Daleks got worse because the Doctor kept on pursuing them, and they had to find deeper levels of hatred to try and thwart him. But yeah, I think that's do you not think that's the Dalek just fucking throwing it back at the Doctor, being like, "You're a hateful fucking bitch, man. That's why we can't kill you." Like, that's way too pure of a form of hatred for us to extinguish.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Now
that.
I didn't pick up on it, but now that you're saying that, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and not. I just think it's a fucking, it's a dunk. it's no fucking. They just serve that back to the Doctor, and he doesn't know what to say.
All right, well done.
Thank you. So the floor opens up. There's a little circle. The planet's below, which is the asylum, and also plays host to the asylum, you could say. And this is where they have all the questions. We get a bit of Arthur Darvill being a comedy king again.
How many Daleks in there, the Doctor asks, and the response is, I don't know, probably 1 million, probably more. All alive, he then asks. Yeah, maybe. Amy asks if they're armed. Of course they are. They're all Daleks. And then Rory asks what colour. Sorry, all the good questions were taken.
I want it on record there that instead of just reading them out, you decided to try and humiliate me. Because you had the quote there and ready.
Yeah, I did.
Oh no, my monitor's gone off again.
I think sometimes you need to learn a lesson not to depend on me or my quotes. Okay.
Says the only man that's ever forgotten to make notes. I've always made my notes. True or not true?
Have we not gone through every single episode?
That's not fair.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So very funny from Rory. They find out as well that someone's transmitting classical music.
First of all, I don't think I've ever forgotten to make my notes. Okay, I think there's been a reason why I haven't. Yes, sometimes that reason is I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, but there's still a reason. It's not like I forgot. Okay.
Right, someone's transmitting classical music. We have a hint as to who that might be.
It's Souffle Girl.
It is Souffle Girl, but I like that it kind of cuts back to a wide, and there's a Dalek as this lovely classical music is playing. This Dalek goes, "What is this noise?" It's just very funny.
Do that Dalek impression again for everyone.
No, I'm not going to do. You have the
No, go
benefit
on.
of a button. I don't.
No, go on. It's good.
No, it's there. They can rewind
No,
it if they want to
go
hear it
on.
again.
Let's all hear it again.
Stop
Go on.
making me play the jester for you. I'm sick of this.
Go on, do it again.
No, I won't. I won't do it again. But that's maybe what the Doctor should have said when he heard the audio mix come back for this classical number. Good little segue from me there. No, you don't think so?
I'm just giving you the space you need, buddy.
I'm fine with that. I'm locking that
All
one
right.
in. I stand by it.
All right.
It's just one of his off little things that he says. It's funny.
What are you getting at, Lawrence? What does he say though?
That he says he played the triangle.
Yeah, well, go on then. Do it.
All right, so he said he played the triangle, and then he says, "Oh, I was buried in the sound mix. I was buried in the audio mix, or whatever he says."
So what you're referring to, Lawrence, is the fact that he played the triangle in the classical music piece that
Yes.
he's playing. Yes, okay. And he's dancing along. He's like, I played the triangle. Good bit of fun, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So this is when the Doctor starts communicating with Souffle Girl. Who we
Yeah,
find
so
out the name of.
he tracks the signal back. The Daleks never thought to do that because they're fucking idiots. So he tracks the signal back so he can communicate with said Souffle Girl, and yeah, they get to talk for the first time. Obviously, girl herself is a bit shocked to hear other voices, considering she's been alone for a year, hasn't heard anyone. She's like, "Are you real? What's going on? What is this?"
Yeah, it's a bit of a shock, but they warm to each other. She kind of not confesses. She tells him that her name is Oswin Oswald.
Oswin Oswald, Junior Entertainment Manager, Starship Alaska. She says.
I used to have a cat called Oswald, but he died.
I remember Oswald. I was once staying at yours, and I woke up in the middle of the night with Oswald sat in my chest, staring down at me. It was one of the most horrifying experiences of my life.
I don't remember this. Did this happen?
Oh yeah, I remember this. I liked Oswald. He was a nice little guy.
He was a good
guy.
little lad, but
He was. Bless his soul.
he met his end by challenging the wrong fox one day.
Yeah. Didn't your dad just send you a picture of his like half-eaten corpse?
No, he didn't. It wasn't that bad. But I was at work, and my dad, ever the empath, sent me the 2-worded text saying "cat's dead."
Good one, Keith.
Which, like, looking back on it, like, it's funny now. But like there and then, I was in the middle of a work day. I think I was in a meeting, and I just went, "What the what?" And they went, "You're right." And I went,
dead.
"Yeah." So I just found out my cat's dead. They went, "Oh no, what happened?" I went, "I don't know. Just the fact. Like, just that's all I have for you."
Brutal from Keith. Cat's dead. He's a man of few words, all right? He just gets down to business. All right?
He's not. It's like he's on the you know those old things that used to like you had to like they charged you by like the amount of words or the how long a text was. It's like he's still on one of them contracts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they get to talking, and we find out that she was shipwrecked. Like you say, she was part of a bigger starliner, a bigger cruiser, and she was the junior entertainment manager. She does say that she's been holding the Daleks off for a year. She said, the Doctor says, "What have you been getting up to?" She says, "Oh, making souffles." And this is the first instance of where the Doctor asks, "Where'd you get the milk?" But the Daleks
quickly cut him off.
Yeah, they do. They completely got. I think they're so like, "This conversation is irrelevant" or something.
Yeah. They're always going on about some shit like that. Yeah.
So
The
they got
Daleks
no time
the Daleks need the force field to be turned off, basically, so they can destroy the asylum, basically. Because they're like, look, all those Daleks are mad, and we're scared they might kill us. All right, so you gotta go kill them. And then the Doctor's like, well, why do you need me? All right, any of you lot can go. You just send a small task force down there, turn it off willy nilly, home in time for tea. And then they're all like, we're actually a little bit scared. So, if you wouldn't mind. If you wouldn't mind. They're all big fraidy cats, basically.
I think that sets up the concept of it really nice. I think it's like, what are the Daleks scared of? Do you know what I mean? Nothing that we've seen. Apart from sometimes when they back off from the Doctor. But they say it's the job that only the predator of the Daleks can undertake.
Yeah, they say the predator of the Daleks will be deployed. And the Doctor's like, you don't fucking have a predator. All right? What is this predator? And then this Dalek puppet woman is like, may I clarify for you, boss? All right? They're talking about you here. You are the predator. Cold.
I like
Ego's got to be riding high when you hear that one, you know?
Yeah, I really like it because I like that when we even fucking first started talking about making this podcast, I always said, like, you know, they'll get to a point where I think I enjoy the show less. I was wrong. I'm really enjoying the show. But, like, I said, from what I know about the show, I think it will get to the point. I said, like, I want to talk about it because of the first 4 seasons. You wanted to talk about it for a lot of the stuff that came after. And I said, like, what was one of the main things you wanted to talk about? And you said, there's many things I love about the later seasons of Doctor Who. One of the main things is they start growing the legend of the Doctor. And that becomes, like, a bigger, wider theme. And, like, I'm really enjoying watching that come about. Like, the word for the healer is the Doctor, but over time, that kind of morphs into the warrior. And now we've got the Daleks view him as the predator. Like, that's... Yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's really, really good stuff, I think. My notes say I feel like I was making quite a nice point, so I'm not going to say it, but I did have it in my notes that I was going to end that nice segment by saying, which is funny because the Predator is my name for you.
I was going to say that too.
Well, you
genuinely, yeah. I was toying with what to do for the intro. One of my scrapped concepts was going to be something along the lines of like, Lawrence likes this episode because he too goes by the Predator.
I like how we both decided against it. Oh god. But yeah, no, like jokes aside, I really like that. I think it's
and
it's just fun.
Predator.
Yeah, good.
A sexual predator.
Good. I'm glad we've clarified what kind. So they're going to fire... They start laying out the plan. They're going to fire the Doctor at a planet, which he's not best chuffed about. He thinks that might be a bit of a rough plan. Sure. And there's a great, again, kind of double... They actually haven't shared a lot of lines, Amy and Rory, up until this point, because it's mostly been the Doctor going back and forth with the Daleks.
No, they did have that moment earlier where they're like... What the bloody hell is the Doctor doing? And Amy's like, oh, he's just calculating how many Daleks are in the room and what he's going to do and how far apart we're standing. And he straightens the bow tie and that kind of stuff.
Because they know, he goes, oh, something's wrong with the ponds. Oh, it straightens his bow tie. I'll fix it or whatever. Yeah, that's a good moment. I like that for Amy. I like that she knows him well enough to just be like, I know, I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen this loads of times at this point.
She does. It comes up a little bit later, but like... It comes up in one of the episodes a little bit later, and I won't spoil it for you, but this has not just been 2 years of their life. This has been considerably longer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You'll get that reveal a little bit later, but yeah, it has been some time. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. All right. Sick. Well, we'll get to that. So I do. Rory has a great line. The Doctor goes, "You're just going to fire me at a planet and expect me to fix it." And Rory goes, "To be fair, that is kind of your whole MO."
Yeah, basically it is. Yeah.
My note says Rory's been watching the show Doctor Who, which is good. Good on him.
Yeah.
And Amy's not scared. I really love that she just turns and grins to the Doctor and says Geronimo. Like, she's obviously had a rough couple of years.
Yeah,
and it's nice to just see her kind of turn around, and she's back with her best friend. She can forget about her messy divorce for a little bit. She's not working. She's just going and having a bit of fun.
Good bit of fun.
Stuff.
Yeah, I like it. I like Amy saying Geronimo a lot. It's good stuff. Yeah. So they get fired at a planet. They go to Hoth, which is actually Spain. This is.
Yes. Is it in Spain? Okay,
it's in Spain. Yeah, it's Spain. There is an episode which is not set in Spain, but it was shot in Spain, which we'll come to a little bit later. And like the mountains there, it's just like it was just perfect for this scene. So they're like, oh, we'll shoot that while we're here, basically.
Oh, so, perfect, amazing.
So yeah, I think the snow is fake though.
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
Yeah. Spain. Don't get much snow.
I tell you what. It would be good if we had some sort of maybe companion show. Maybe you could air after Doctor Who.
I did this joke last week, Lauren.
Gone too soon. All right, I want to see these little behind the scenes.
They should bring it back. They should bring it back. Only this time it's hosted by a lovely little Welshman.
They should. I wonder if they'll ever take us up on that.
Yeah.
But if they do, we want to cut.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that ever comes up.
We will see. I love Unleashed. I love the form that.
Orange, stop
Confidential has
spoiling
come
the
back.
bit.
Oh, sorry.
The bit.
So yeah, it's Hoth. They land on Hoth, and a man dressed in a white snowsuit goes over to check in on Amy, who has kind of hurtled down, and 3 beams have crash landed into this planet.
They all get a little bit separated.
Yeah, they're
basically.
a bit spread. Kind of. One's considerably further away than the other 2.
Yeah.
Guess who?
It's quite funny when like the reveal comes as to where Rory's gone, but
Yeah.
So yeah, Amy lands near this bloke. He's like, "What the fuck's going on? Are you all right?" And then she's like, "Leave me the fuck alone," and then runs away.
Fun fact: she calls out for Rory first before the Doctor. Love that little detail.
Interesting. Look at you, fucking hell, #1 fucking Amy Rory shipper over here.
I'm their analyst. I'm looking. I'm finding all the thematic clues, Nathan.
Okay, great. The Doctor just lands somewhere else in the snow, and a little Dalek eye stalk pops out of the snow, starts having a look around, and then we hear the same classical music play through it, and then Oswin's voice comes out again. She's communicating with the Doctor through this little eye stalk. You love the Dalek eye?
Doesn't the eye stalk thing happen on Hoth too? Isn't that a Hoth thing? Something pokes out of the snow, or maybe I'm thinking of R2 in Dagobah.
You are thinking of R2 in Dagobah. There is there's the Imperial probe droid, but it doesn't really pop out of the snow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's up and about.
There's nothing that really pops out of the snow like this in Hoth.
Okay.
You're confusing several scenes. There is a scene in Return of the Jedi where R2's little eye thing pops out of the sand in Tatooine.
Might be that.
Maybe that. Yeah.
Let's say one way or another.
There is also the Dian Noga on the Death Star, which pops out of the trash compactor water. Like having a little look.
Oh yeah, and then tries to wrap around all of them.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong. It wasn't on Hoth.
There you go.
But yeah, so the eye stalk itself, it pops out of the snow, like you said. It finds the Doctor, and it turns out that it's Oswin in her little room, and we get the reveal that she's kind of savvy with the tech stuff. She's hacking away. She's finding it very easy to kind of slice into what is later called like the greatest military hardware that ever existed.
Yeah, sure.
So that's a fun little something might be up with that. A lot of conveniences around this Oswin figure.
No, she's just smart. Nothing wrong with that.
I see.
Are you saying a woman can't be smart, Lawrence?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I was watching the episode. I know. You know what? We'll get to it. We'll get to it a bit later. So
they got flustered since I called you on your misogyny.
Oh, fuck's sake. So yeah. Harvey tells them both.
Who the fuck's Harvey?
Harvey's the guy. Harvey's the snowsuit dude.
All right, well, don't just say Harvey like we all know who that is.
Well, it's how he says his name. He says, I'm Harvey or whatever.
Did we establish that?
All right, his name's Harvey, everyone. All right? And then Harvey says to both of them, oh, yeah, there was a third beam that kind of landed all the way over there.
Yeah, great.
And so now we're all teamed up, Amy and the Doctor and Harvey, go and find kind of where Rory landed. And it's seemingly just a big endless hole.
Yeah, he got shot down a big hole right down into the heart of the asylum, basically. Good for Rory. Good for him.
It's unlucky for Rory.
Yeah, bless him. Bless him. He's surrounded by lots of old broken Daleks, which looks quite spooky.
I loved this. Is kind of like like when I really started. Like I was on board with the episode before, but like I love the concept of like all these old rusted to time Daleks.
And there's like all kinds of different Daleks in there. There's like classic Daleks, there's new Daleks, there's the whole bunch mixed in.
I didn't know, so that I would have found it cooler if we saw a bit more classic Dalek. That were like some of the antagonists in this.
Yeah, they were really just kind of just like making up the numbers in the background. Really,
well, I think it's probably because they went right. Let's make them cheap, put them there, and then we've still got these Daleks. We'll just rust them up a bit because we can still put a dude in them. We know how they work. They've got the tech and that all of that and ready. But yeah, so I where yeah, when Rory reaches out, he's kind of like having a little look around these Daleks, getting a feel for like what the vibe is, if they're alive or if they're all dead or whatever. Or they could just be empty shells. He doesn't know. So he reaches out, and for a second I thought he was going to do the palm print thing that they did in season 1 with Rose waking up the Dalek, and then also the palm print thing that activates the Genesis arc, because Rory does touch it, and obviously he has the hand of a time traveler.
What are you saying to me?
I'm saying something that I thought was going to happen in the episode.
I don't know what you're saying to me.
Because Rory reaches out and like touches the Dalek. I thought they were going to do a big like. Do you remember how big of a deal it was when Rose put her hand on the Dalek?
Yeah, but it's an entirely different showrunner. No one cares. It's different.
It's wiped clean.
All right? Yeah, it's wiped clean. Don't worry about that. All right. It's
All
different
right,
law now. All right.
But yeah, so the Doctor finds the crashed escape ship because they figured out Rory's obviously got fucking yeeted down this hole. How do we get there, basically? And Harvey goes, "Tell you what, let's go back see my boys. Let's go back and check it out.
I'll find you some rope.
Yeah, I'll sort you out with the boys.
I'll find you some rope for my boys." So yeah, he goes and he's like, "Hey boys, this is the Doctor and Amy," and then everyone's like, not interested, just ignoring them.
Harvey's like, "Don't be rude, boys. This is the Doctor
Come on,
and
this
Amy.
is Doctor and Amy. Say hello.
Come on, guys.
Come on." But it turns out they're all dead, actually.
Yeah,
I'll have you know.
Very dead.
They're all skeletons just sat there in their little jackets, okay?
I
quite
love
good.
yeah, go on.
All right, you love this.
No.
No, I like this moment quite a lot. I like the fact that this guy is also dead, but he forgot. And then just that moment where he says like, "Oh, he forgot about dying." The cold preserved his body because he was outside, and then like the eye stalk of the Dalek breaks through his head and stuff. Spooky. It's scary.
Spooky, pretty fucked. I love the performance of the bloke that plays Harvey. How he just goes from like a pretty normal guy to then like suddenly he just goes, "Oh, of course, stupid me," and it's just like it suddenly gets real disconnected and a bit jarring to listen to.
Yeah,
but
But they managed to like lock him out of the room. They lock him into like another little room or whatever, and they're like, "Ha! Now we're safe." And the Doctor explains that. Amy asks why are they safe? Why aren't they turning into these things? And then he basically points out that the little things they have on their wrists, which the Daleks put on them, it stops them being affected by the nano cloud, which basically turns any organism, living or dead, into a Dalek puppet. Basically. And then Amy's like, "Living or dead?" And the Doctor's like, "That's what I said, bitch. Moving on." Living or dead. And then the skeletons come to life because they're dead.
They come to life and they start I like that when they shut in the door, kind of the Doctor boots two of them. I really like the moment he kind of leaps over a desk and just kicks two of them. Grabs Amy, takes her into this kind of separate, it's like a little cockpit almost. It's a very small enclosed room in the main room. And finally Amy kind of kicks one of them back and the door gets to shut, or she pushes one of them back and the door shuts.
Well, they grab her by the wrist and then they like try to pull her, and then the Doctor like wrestles with them for a bit, and then he gets Amy free, and then the door closes. I wonder if there's any consequences to that. Well, the door closes. Amy has a little giggle and she says, "Is it bad that I've really missed this?" She's enjoying the drama, the excitement, the thrill of it, the danger. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff. It's fun. I like to see Amy's had a bad time. It's nice to see her having a good laugh.
Just getting out there.
Yeah.
Just enjoying life.
Even though her like priorities of having fun is being attacked by 3 skeletons on a different asylum planet. Osmond does a fun American accent. Do you remember what she says? I can't remember.
She says something like, "Unauthorized personnel are not allowed in the cockpit," or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the Doctor just tells her to shut up.
Yeah. He goes, "Shut up, would you?"
He does. He genuinely does.
She says that the Doctor might poke someone's eye out with his massive chin. And this might be the most like brutal takedown this episode. It comes a bit later, but we speak a lot about how like a lot of the Doctor actors typically get immediately put on trial, apart from David Tennant, for like their defining feature. And it gets made fun of by the writers. And in David Tennant's case, it's often like, oh, I'm disgustingly skinny and all of this. And this episode later on has a takedown.
To be fair, 14 did get a little bit of a put down in more in the form of a "you're old now" joke. But,
yes, yeah,
but still,
it was still long overdue.
Yeah,
very, because even when he comes back in the 50th, it's still very like, oh, you're very sexy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I tell you what, I really like this. I really like this scene here because what's interesting is that Amy is in the room while the Doctor is interacting with Oswin. And that just in terms of like a meta kind of situation, that's not something we see often. We don't often get to see the past interact with the new. And it's I think it's a nice way of kind of endearing a certain actor into the show by you've got like Oswin making fun of the Doctor's chin and Amy kind of like stifling a laugh, and like it's just a fun little, both of them against the Doctor having a little dig, and it's a nice way of being like, welcome to Doctor Who, essentially.
Okay, interesting. Yeah,
because I know we spoke about in the Regeneration, the whole line of like, I don't want to go was a little bit like, some people read that very much as like you're not exactly making it easy for Matt Smith here with this kind of setup. And I just think that this maybe handles it slightly better with the way of being like, Amy's a fan favorite character, but here she is enjoying the presence of this character in this scene. But
yeah, well, she doesn't know who this character is, though.
No, of course not. But it's this is what I'm saying, kind of from a meta situation. It's nice to be like, Karen Gillan's here, they're having a laugh.
Yeah,
and it's a fun scene. I think anyway.
Good for them.
Yeah, bit of flirting, bit of back and forth. Her and the Doctor straight away. I can't remember exactly what's said, but it's a bit cheeky.
It is a bit of flirting. She says, "Is there a word for total genius and just a little bit sexy or something?" And then he says, "The Doctor. You can call me the Doctor."
Yeah.
So yeah, bit of flirting.
It's heating up.
It's heating up. It is for me. I'm going to enjoy this flirting going on.
A bit of sizzle for the kid. I've got so many questions for you when it comes to later episodes and like.
Ask me them now.
Well, no, I don't want to because we can't by our own rule that we laid out in this episode.
I said we'll break those rules. Okay?
Rules are meant to be broken. So yeah, the Doctor and Amy, they have a brief moment kind of privately to chat about Rory, which I find quite touching. And this is where that line comes up that you said earlier, that she says it's just life, that thing that goes on when you're not around.
Well, yeah, just before that, though, the Doctor asks, like, you know, what has happened with her and Rory. Well, at one point he's like, well, speaking of you and Rory, is there anything you want to tell me? Basically.
Yeah.
And she just kind of avoids it, saying, oh, you know, life, you know, we split up, what can you do? And then the Doctor just kind of heartbreakingly and genuinely goes, what can I do? You know?
It's
like, he
so
just really
sad.
wants to help, yeah. And then she just says nothing, you know, it's just life, yeah. What happens when you're not around, basically.
I love that this take that Amy has now, it's like all the old fairy tale has gone. Do you know what I mean? So many times their relationship has been compared to like almost like a destiny kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like them coming back together essentially restored the universe at one point, her being able to like remember loved ones and stuff. So I don't know, it's sad to see that kind of deflated look in her eye. And that she's accepted it is even sadder.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. But anyway, the Skellingtons are like, L on you, we've actually got a secret.
Yeah, they're like, we got your wristband, bitch. She got punked.
Get Dalek, son. I do like that they're rubbing it in the Doctor, like they see where the camera is and they're holding it up like, you fucking nerds.
It is kind of brutal of them. Yeah. So Rory, we got to Rory. He's downstairs, down the big hall. And then he's just walking about, exploring the tomb of the spooky Daleks, and he like turns the head of one, and then it kind of spookily just like slowly turns his head back. Yeah. And Rory's like, maybe I shouldn't have done that, and then just starts to slowly back up, and then like hits like a rusty chain or whatever, and then it's just like, oh fuck!
Just look where you're walking, Rory. This could not be more paramount to you right now. Like,
yeah. And I think it is good the way like the Dalek slowly wakes up at that point. Like the light on the ice dog slowly comes on, and then the Dalek starts to clearly say exterminate. Okay, we all know the one thing Daleks say. Okay,
Yeah.
Rory, who has interacted with the Daleks, knows the one thing that Daleks say.
Has he
okay?
interacted much with the Daleks
Yes.
outside of Pandorica?
But why outside? Why are you like that one time he did a lot of interacting with them doesn't count?
Oh yeah, true. Because I forget that there's one that comes back to life, isn't there? And
The museum,
River murders it.
chasing
Yeah.
it through the museum. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Rory, yeah.
And
he could have
also,
played this a lot
there's
smarter.
probably plenty of adventures we haven't seen where he's interacted with the Daleks.
That's true.
As well.
That is true.
Yeah. But he knows what Daleks say. Okay. But for some reason, he's like, eggs? What? What? And then he picks up one of the little Dalek balls and is like, is this what you want? Do you want one of these?
One of the we kind of got the name from the metal balls, the Dalekanium balls.
Yeah.
Which sounds silly in itself. In my note I couldn't remember Dalekanium. I called them skirt bobbles. For the Dalek.
Okay.
I really like the way it just goes egg, 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 and Rory's like egg. I don't know. There's a line that Arthur Darvill has that is perfectly pitched where he goes, I don't know what you want. It's really funny.
But basically, Oswin saves Rory.
Yes.
She communicates with him, guides him through the door, tells him to run through this door, while he's dodging Dalek laser fire and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then he manages to Indiana Jones slide through a door.
Yeah.
So
there's a fun moment between them where she confesses the first person she ever fancied was called Rory, and then also confesses that was a lie and it was actually someone called Nina and that she was going through a phase.
Yes, that is true.
I like this. This is a fun. We're seeing Oswin has a lot of personality.
She does. She does have a lot of personality.
Yeah, it's not. It's often kind of one-off Doctor Who characters, and I know there's extenuating circumstances here, but often one-off Doctor Who characters can feel a little bit surface level. But Oswin is kind of pitched perfectly as this kind of. She's a fun character, and especially because she's not really got a lot of her stuff is voiceover or her not interacting with someone. I think Jenna Coleman pitches it so well. Like it's a very good performance, and it like. In a debut role, in a debut episode, this could have been easily boring, and she makes it really good.
Yeah. She does a very good job. She's doing a bit of flirting with Rory as well. And I'm like, Rory, back off, all right? Back off, Rory. Okay.
Listen, mate, all right? Enough of this. This is for your son-in-law, all right? Where this goes.
It's true.
But, yeah. So yes, this is when the Doctor tells Amy that she's already kind of being rewritten. Amy kind of begs him, I want to know what is going to happen to me now that they've taken my bracelet and they're kind of making me one of them Dalek puppets. And he goes, well, okay, well, you're going to slowly start to be rewritten. Physical changes come later, but you're going to start to kind of have your mind fucked with a little bit. And she goes, okay. And then she says something like, how do you know? And he goes, because we've had this conversation 4 times already. So,
well, he says to her, and I'm sorry, but it's already started to happen.
That's it, yeah.
And then she says, like, what? How do you know that? And then he says, because this is the 4th time we've had this conversation. So
sad, man. And Amy, I like this because earlier we said, like, she's not scared. She said Geronimo. She says, I've missed this. I'm having a great time. And it's the first moment where she kind of does admit to the Doctor, all right, I'm getting a little bit scared now. This is not comforting for me. And I love the Doctor's reaction to it. He goes, scared is good. Hang on to scared. Scared isn't dying.
Scared isn't Dalek.
Oh, does he say Dalek?
Scared isn't Dalek. Go to the tape. Scared isn't Dalek.
No, I believe you. I must have misheard.
No. Scared isn't Dalek.
There you are. I believed you.
There you go. See? Told you.
Good. So this is what I think is the biggest appearance roast that we've ever had in the revival series of Doctor Who so far. Right, we've had, like the ears are a bit much. We've had, what are some of your favourites appearance roasts for Doctors?
Are these episodes getting too long?
Be shorter if you just went with it.
I think it'd be sure if we didn't focus on every single line and we moved on through the plot. But all right.
Well, they famously hate longer episodes, our audience, don't they?
We can focus on this one little roast of it.
Because I think it's a good roast. I like that she calls the Doctor the chin and Rory the nose and says they could fence.
Is that the ultimate roast?
I think that's the all right, maybe not the ultimate one, but it's the funniest one we've had so far.
Okay.
I got a good chuckle out of me. I had a little belly laugh at it. I was caught off guard.
All right, fair enough. It didn't for me, but mainly because I kind of like know this episode back to front. So.
Yeah, so I haven't seen this in a long time. This episode.
Yeah.
So I had fun with this one.
I saw it last week.
All right, fine. We won't whiz through it, but I'll temper my notes. All right.
Okay. No, just the main thing I want to get to is like how Amy is obviously the nano cloud is starting to affect her, and while the Doctor is trying to make his way like through a door or whatever, he's having a little conversation with Oswin while he's trying to break his way through a door. We see how the nano cloud is starting to affect Amy's mind.
Yeah,
and that she walks like out into this room, and then she sees like a bloke in a suit just stood there, and she's like, "Who are you?" she says, and then the camera's doing that Skins effect thing where it's like it's there's a Digby Chicken Caesar effect.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Where it's just like mounted on her chest, just pointed at her. Which is good stuff. But yeah, I really enjoy this sequence, this kind of trippy sequence from Amy's point of view, when we see like, two people dancing together. We see a little like girl ballerina twirling around and stuff. All visually very beautiful. All very well shot, all very beautiful. And then once the Doctor realizes Amy is missing and that she's fucked off, he tells her to take another look at it. And they're all Daleks. It's just a fucking bunch of insane Daleks dancing together and twirling around and thinking they're a man in a suit, having a fancy drink or whatever. It's good. I like it.
It is good. It's the way that even when it's like beautifully presented, it's still a bit off kilter. Like there are two people having a dance together, but then there's also a guy that's just having a dance with nobody, but like looking like he's kind of acknowledging someone. It's a creepy scene, and I love the way they play it as these Daleks are fucked in the head. Like, they have no idea all they want to do is just fucking... It's that beauty is hatred thing, isn't it? The second they see someone, they'll just start shooting, but in their mind, they're doing this beautiful dance, and it's... I don't know, it's very clever, I think, this episode.
It is very clever. Very well done. I like it a lot. Then the Doctor just kills all the Daleks.
I love how he does it. It's so good. He kind of goes, "Look me up, I'm the Doctor." And they go, "Your gun's fucked, you want to kill me? You're going to have to figure out a new way to kill me." And he goes, "All right, I'll blow myself up." And the Doctor goes, "You do that, mate, on you go." Then he flips open the lid of its like head, and he goes, "You're not going to be able to stop me blowing up." And the Doctor goes, "Don't want to. I'm looking for the reverse." And then he essentially just bumper carts the Daleks into one another, and they all explode.
Yeah, he just sends it flying back into the rest of the Daleks, and then it explodes with its own self-destruct sequence. So.
Absolutely brilliant. It's very fun.
It is pretty great. Then there's obviously the big hero action shot after that of the Doctor carrying Amy through the wreckage of the Daleks and everything.
Yeah. It's almost a trailer thing, isn't it? Because Rory goes, "Oh, well, who killed all the Daleks?" And the Doctor goes, "Who do you think?"
It very much was a trailer thing. Yes.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. Very much was. Yeah.
It's like 10 in Pompeii opening the TARDIS doors going, "Come with me." It's very, you know why it's there. But yeah, so Rory asks if Amy still remembers him. He gets the lowdown that Amy's kind of been, a Dalek is kind of essentially infesting Amy's mind. And Rory goes, "Does Amy still remember me?" And Amy slaps him immediately, which I really liked.
Yeah.
And I like the nod they both have. They kind of just look at each other and go, "Yep, same old Amy. We're good. We're fine for a minute."
Yeah, Amy's still Amy then, basically. Yeah.
But Oswin has a different thought, which I thought was quite interesting. Oswin said that the Daleks are essentially subtracting love and adding more hatred, and that could be a reason why Amy slapped Rory. And then Amy kind of just like leans up and goes, "Obviously never been to Scotland."
Yeah, I don't like that.
You don't like that? Okay.
No, and it's one of my criticisms of the episode, and this scene in particular. I think it is a little too quippy at times.
Really? Okay.
And I think Amy in particular, especially during this scene, there are 3 separate points where she has fun little quips in this scene, and I just think it's, especially given like what she's going for. And I know it's Doctor Who and it's lighthearted fun and stuff, but I just think it's a bit too much. Really, it just feels like. Just doesn't feel tonally quite right with what should be going on.
Do you think it like undercuts it or something?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
I can't say I felt that way because she's been joking, like the walking through a forest like you can see. She was kind of making quips throughout that, whilst it being a pretty perilous situation as well, right? I think.
I know, but there's just something about it. There's just something about this in particular. Like I don't mind Amy making quips at other times. It's just something about this specific situation where it just, I don't know, it hits me wrong and I don't quite like it, really.
Fair enough.
I just don't think it works, really.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So what are the other moments, the quippy moments?
So the doctor like lists off what they got to do and she says, okay, I'm counting 3 lost causes, anything else and stuff.
Oh yeah, that one was a little, I felt that was a little bit like, oh. But I don't know, because it's sort of within Amy to deflect a bit like this. But
yeah, it is. I don't know. It just, for me, it just doesn't feel quite right. It just feels like it feels very much like Stephen Moffat putting in a fun little joke.
The Scotland one definitely. While it didn't take me out like it did you, it kind of, the Scotland one is very obvious whenever Stephen Moffat wants to make a little joke about Scotland.
He loves a Scotland joke. You know?
Yeah, and fair enough. He can make them.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, the one that I didn't like was the Rory one, because I feel like Amy wouldn't take that as lightly as she does in that scene.
Yeah,
calling it a complete lost cause, especially because it's not, when we find out later what it is and what's been keeping them kind of apart. But yeah, anyway, so the Doctor questions why the nano cloud hasn't caught up with Oswin yet, and she goes, "Oh, I'm shielded. I'm a genius." And he's like, "I." There's a part of the Doctor that I think Matt Smith plays it where he goes, "Oh, okay, very good for you, well done," and he kind of tweaks. You can't outrun that. Like, I think there's a part of him that notices something.
Well, he does brush past that and then immediately asks about the milk again. He immediately then follows it up with, seriously, is no one else wondering about the milk? and it's kind of played as a joke, but we will come back to it. And then, like, Rory's like, no, frankly, no. Yeah, all right, twice, okay? Which I like. I think that's one of my favorite moments of the episode. But yeah, I do think you're right, though. I do think he does know something's wrong about that, but he's just not saying it. I think he's playing his cards close to his chest at this point. He's he needs to see what this is, basically. But
he also
I think he knows. Yeah, he does need that. He knows something's afoot, basically.
Yeah. So Oswin kind of looks him up, and she goes like, "They fucking hate you, man. They call you the Predator. They are hot on it for your death."
Yeah. And I thought we only called Lawrence the Predator.
Oh, no! He got it. But the Doctor goes, "I'm no predator. That's Nathan. I'm just a man with a plan."
And then Oswin says, "No, actually, I think it's Lawrence who's the real predator."
But then she looks it up in the Daleks databanks again. And she goes, "Oh no, don't worry. It's Nate. A big picture of Nathan has shown up."
But then she wipes that and then she puts in Lawrence instead. I can do this all day, all right?
There's you going, our episode's too long and neither of us want to admit defeat on this. Do you know what? For the sake of the listeners, Nathan, I will move us along. All right?
You will admit that you're the Predator?
Okay. No, I don't like it when you put it like that.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, so the Oswin, God, it's hard to keep saying Oswin. I keep coming to say something else.
Oswin Oswald.
Yeah, I know. She goes, "Yeah, they proper want to kill you, mate. They call you the Predator." And the Doctor goes, "I'm not a predator. I'm just a man with a plan." And Rory goes, "Well, I'm all ears." And then Amy does another little quip. Where she goes,
that's the other one. That's the other one.
You don't like that one? I thought that was quite a fun one.
No, again, it's too much, man. Too much, especially because she's like on the brink of dying and becoming a Dalek, as well.
Yeah, circumstances aren't great for her, but she'll get away with it. She always does.
Time and a place, Yeah. I'm not. It feels too like. It feels like this is what people say Marvel do,
That's a fair comparison.
Yeah,
yeah. I can't dispute that.
Well, that
Amy
just
goes,
happened.
they're behind me, aren't they?
They're behind me. Wow, that just happened.
So Amy goes, there's a nose joke going if anyone wants it. But it's funny that you say that. My next note, the sum up of how I thought about that was I wrote, snappy writing, quite fun.
Lawrence loves Marvel quips, everyone.
Well, according to someone on Twitter, they have rotted my brain. So there's that. That's fun.
Are you ever going to get over this?
No, it really pissed me off.
Are you ever going to get over this one thing this one person said to you like weeks ago at this point?
Because what they did was what you say I do, and it really pissed me off.
Okay.
Anyway, so the Doctor wants to drop the force field. This is his plan. He goes, we need to drop the force field, and basically the Daleks are immediately going to double cross us and blow us all up. Because it's 2 birds, 1 stone. We're all in basically bomb zone 1 for them to just obliterate. And Oswin goes, I can turn the force field off. Yeah. Yeah. So their plan is to essentially...
So they also need to teleport out of there, though.
Yes, they need... Is this when they say they need her to teleport out of there, or
whatever? Yeah. It can be now. They basically come to the conclusion that they can set up the teleport... you're right. It is difficult to not say
it
that.
It is, isn't it? Jenna Louise Coleman.
There's no Louise anymore, Lawrence. Respect her wishes.
Sorry.
Okay. Oswin can lower the teleport, the shield or whatever, and they can all teleport out of there. And then right, plan, on you come. We'll get out of here. And then she's like, nope, you come get me, and then we'll all rush off. And I think from her point of view, 100% makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know you. Yeah,
exactly. Why wouldn't you just fuck off and disappear? You're all friends. You're all together. You have the big red button that lets you go. Nope, you come get me first.
Yeah,
makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
I'm fully with it. Yeah, hold the ransom. Be like, look, you're gonna leave me, then we're all gonna die. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the Doctor's in a bit of a bind. Is like, well, you got me. All right, I guess I'll come get you then. Yeah.
I do like that there is a kind of a very quick moment where Rory goes and checks in with the Doctor. We're going to go and get her, aren't we? And the Doctor goes, I think we have to. I don't think we have a choice.
I don't think you would ever have actually left it there.
No, but I like that Rory asks, because Rory has always called the Doctor out on his shitty moments.
Yeah.
Like, whenever the Doctor has done something bad, there's the infamous, you're turning me into you moment. Like, he's always been the first person that will step up and be like, no, you're being a prick. So he goes and just checks in, like, we're going to go get her, aren't we? Surely.
Yeah, of course.
So I quite like that for Rory's character. He doesn't get a lot to do in this episode, but he's very consistent as well. So.
Well, here's the big scene for Rory and Amy.
Yes.
So the Doctor heads off to find Oswin and to bring her back. And while that's going on, we get a chance for Amy and Rory to address some demons, basically, to
literally
have a little bit of a talk and to see what the fuck is going on. Okay, so we find out that Amy kicked out Rory, because of what happened to her at Demon's Run. She is unable to have kids. Okay.
Yes.
She's unable to conceive a child. Rory's always wanted kids. He's always wanted to have kids and have a family and that kind of stuff. So basically, she says she gave him up. She kicked him out because she knew that's what he always wanted, and it would be something that he would resent one day. So she, in a sense, gave him up and kicked him out. And yeah, I don't know. It's a little messy.
I don't like this. I think
talk me through your feelings.
Well, my feelings on it mainly are it's. Firstly, you said it front and center. They're a married couple. They'll talk about this. This is something that would have come up, and Rory, if he's any kind of the bloke that we've been shown that Rory is, he would be like, this is not something I want to dissolve our marriage over. Like, this, I don't know, this for me, it's tricky because two things. Firstly, it's a female character that says it. It's a male writer that wrote it. And also, my perspective coming at it is I'm not a woman. I can't speak to, like, how, if I had to grapple with this, how I would react to it. But
I think you need to be a woman. It's something... Not having kids is not a woman specific issue.
No, but in this, it's kind of written to be like Amy's like, I can't give you this. Like it feels a little dated, if I'm honest, and I don't think it has any ill intentions. It just feels to me a little bit like
I don't think so.
You know when Joss Whedon did that Scarlet Witch.
I don't think it's anything like that.
No. It's not. It's obviously lesser and way more.
What you're referring to there is when Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff in Age of Ultron, says she can't have kids and she calls herself a monster because of that. Yeah,
when she compares herself to the Hulk and is like, I'm also a monster.
Yes. This is nothing like that.
No, it's not, and it's obviously got way better intentions, and it's obviously put in a much better context and light than that, and it's treated with more respect. But I just think it's a bit antiquated for me. It comes across as a little bit like they would have spoken.
I think it's a bit contrived.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
I think it's a little bit, again, it is something that could be solved with a fucking post-it note or a text or a fucking a simple conversation.
Post-it note, it's fine, you can't have kids. Just have a laptop.
Yeah. I do like, though, again, I like that there is consequences for what happened at Demon's Run. I like that there is this ongoing trauma that now gets to be addressed, and it is something that has weight, because there was, before we said it's a little bit shit that really all that kind of like trauma that Amy had never got to be addressed. Really, it was all just kind of quickly brushed under the rug and never really dealt with again. I like that we are now taking steps to rectify that a little bit. I also think we have to make peace with the fact that we have 5 episodes with Amy and Rory, okay? We have 5 episodes of the Ponds, okay? And to draw this out any longer would kind of like ruin the 5. You don't want to have 5 episodes of the Ponds and have 3 of them have them broken up and be bickering and stuff. You want to get this done and dealt with in 1 episode. I guess the answer to that would be, why have it there in the first place? But then
I think, but that's a narrative limitation. I think it's good that it's there. I think it's good that there's a bit of conflict, and like you as well, I don't want that resolution played out, because they can. Whoa, shock! The greatest love story Doctor Who's ever told is not going to suddenly dissolve in flames, and we're never going to see him again. Like,
it's not the greatest love story ever told. That is still to come.
Okay, well, up until this point, at least for me, all right.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I think it was. I think it's well to not overextend itself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. As I say, I like that it is resolved, though, and they do make amends. But yeah, what I will say is this obviously does culminate, and I think I mentioned this when Catherine was on. I can't remember what episode specifically, but it does come to a head with Rory saying, Rory offers her his wristband, his Dalek wristband, saying, I'm just going to be cold and logical. Let me give you my wristband, because we know the basic essence of our relationship is that I love you more than you love me. Okay? Awful, horrible, brutal. Okay? And to be fair, the episode also says that, okay? Yeah. The episode also says Rory is 100% wrong to say this. Rory is 100% correct. Stephen Moffat is not saying this is the case, okay? Stephen Moffat is saying this isn't the case. Rory's just a fuckhead and had a fuckhead moment, all right? Which is good and does need to be called out. Also
out of desperation. He's trying to save the woman he loves, and his head is going to justify a lot of things to make him capable of doing that.
I do think there is part of him that believes it, but...
Probably. I mean, a lot of the stuff we've seen of Rory has always been like, he feels like he's second fiddle to the Doctor a lot of the time, which is not true.
Yeah, but yeah, that's obviously a bit shitty. But hey, there we go.
There we go, indeed. I tell you what, I think even if you don't like the kind of fallout and the resolution of it in this episode, I think the performances are wonderful. I think Karen Gillan especially is just on top form.
Great performances from both of them. I very much do like when she calls him out on that. When she is like, "How fucking dare you?" Okay,
Going on about this fucking box, man. Give it a
just
rest.
kind of like calls him out on it, breaking down, crying, saying, "Don't you fucking dare compare any of that to me giving you up." And it's so good. She does such an amazing job. I love Karen Gillan as an actor. She's so good.
She's fucking great. Yeah, I'm
Phenomenal.
excited to watch Douglas is Cancelled. I've been holding off because I think I said this a couple of weeks back. I don't want it to color any of my like Amy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, while we talk about it on the podcast, I do like in this scene that there is that funny moment where Rory goes is again. I love the way Arthur Darvill delivers these lines. The way that he goes, 2,000 years outside the Pandorica. He kind of holds his hands up and goes, saying it because it's true, and carries on. And I love how it's written to be like, we don't get to see it, but this is clearly something that like every time Amy's like, oh, you haven't done the hoovering like you said you were going to do. It's like, well, to be fair, I did wait 2,000 years outside of, but like it's come up before, you can tell. And like he preempts it by being like, and don't tell me it's not relevant because it is. I just really love the way that was like performed and written.
You would keep that one locked away, though, wouldn't you?
Of course you would. You'd be playing that on rainy days all the time.
Oh, yeah, I guess someone else would happily wait 2,000 years for you then, would they?
Go see if the grass is greener, Amy. I bet they wouldn't wait 2,000 years for you like I did.
Can you walk the dog? Oh, sorry, I'm just a bit tired after waiting 2,000 years.
I'd say I've probably earned 2,000 years of dog walking from you, if I'm honest.
Brutal.
I love the idea of this just coming up in every scenario arguments. Like Rory's kicked his feet up and is like, oh,
if that is the case, Amy's right to be like, don't you fucking dare. All right? She is right to call him out on that immediately.
Rory, you've put 500 hours into playing Fortnite. Well, 2,000 years into waiting for you.
Brutal. Anyway, the doctor's on his way to find Oswin. He's going through... Oh, first of all, Amy's fine, by the way, because the doctor put his wristband on her. So.
Yeah, because he never needed it or something.
Yeah, problem solved. Don't worry about it. Anyway, in the meantime...
It's a little bit like earlier. You reckon you could have just gone... I won't put this in my back pocket, actually. I won't risk Amy's life for this. I'll just give you the wristband now.
Yeah, maybe, but whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
It all worked out in the end.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, he's on his way through intensive care, and then Oswin is like, "Oh, these Daleks are fucking insane for this battle and that battle and this battle here. Yeah. Do they sound familiar?" And the doctor's like, "Oh, yeah, they do actually. These are all the Daleks that survived me." So, bit of fun.
It's pretty fun. I like. Has it been? I don't think it's been since Parting of the Ways we've had Daleks that are this insane. Because we've had like a lot of Dalek appearances and a lot of like Dalek armies. But
no, probably not actually. No.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Maybe Dalek Khan went a bit fucking loopy because of the amount of times he slammed himself into a different part of time.
Yeah,
but that wasn't really like he couldn't do anything. He was just a little Dalek Khan, being a little weird thing. Anyway, yeah, there's that take.
Okay, great.
I just like it because I remember loving it in Parting of the Ways that it was just like the Daleks, but like a disorganized mess of them. Yeah, were just like wanting to kill everything and scream about it and stuff.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
yes.
they realize he's here, and then they kind of like back him into a corner and stuff. They're getting ready to kill him.
He's terrified.
Oswin, he is very scared. He's spooked out. But Oswin manages to open a door, and he gets through, locks it, whatever. He's safe. And here we go. This is the big sort of twist of the episode because the doctor's now arrived at where Oswin is. He opens the door to her little room or whatever, and then you just see him stop and the look of shock and horror on his face as he realizes what he's seeing. Oswin, starts to get her stuff ready, starts to like pack a bag and stuff, getting ready to go.
Oh, man.
And then she like sees on the screen the doctor just stood there. She's like, "You all right? Do you want to come inside? You fine? Come on in and stuff." And then he just asks her something. He just says to her, "We have a problem, Oswin." And then just the heartbreaking way she stops dead and just says, "No, we don't. Don't even say that.
Oh,
no.
Man.
It's fucking brutal." The reveal, masterful reveal. I cannot tell you the way my fucking jaw dropped when I first saw this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. The reveal that Oswin has been a Dalek this whole time. She is a Dalek. It's so well done, and just I'll get into that in a second. But just such a great reveal, I think.
Yeah, I do too. I think even before you get the lovely kind of 180 pan from to actually reveal there's a Dalek in the room. Before you even get that, just the way that the Doctor is, and then the way it cuts to a shot of Oswin like packing, it feels wrong. Like it feels, you know, there's that rule. It doesn't break the rule specifically, but like when there's a jarring cut or a camera or a scene breaks the 180 rule with the camera, where it feels, you go, something happened there that didn't make visual sense.
What?
You know that thing, the 180 rule, where like if you shoot someone on the left, then like if I shot a scene between me and you, right, and you're on the left, when I cut to me for my reaction to what you've said, I should be on the right of the screen.
Yeah.
It's not like that, but like sometimes when people do the like you're on the left, and when it cuts to me, I'm on the left, people have that moment where they go, something feels fucked here. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something feels wrong. When they watch stuff, it feels like that when you watch this. Like it feels.
I hope other people know what the fuck you're on about. I don't. But all right.
The point I'm making is it is a visual jarring disconnect between the cuts of the Doctor observing Oswin packing and Oswin packing. Right, they don't feel like they line up. It feels weird and disconnected, and I just think it's really effective the way they handle that in terms of the direction, because you immediately know something's fucked.
Okay.
Before you see the shot of the actual Dalek itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, even the editing, to be fair, the way it kind of cuts between like it starts on Jenna Coleman reading the line, "I am not a Dalek, I am not a," and then it cuts to the harshness of the Dalek finishing the sentence. And you go, "Oh fuck." It's a brutal cut right there. But yeah, so we breezed over it, but it is kind of relevant a little bit. The Doctor was able to get into the room because of the Oswin hacked into the Daleks who have a hive mind, and she deleted all the information they have about the Doctor. What do you make of that? It's a pretty massive deal.
I think we'll come back to that.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, come back to that at the end. But it's not necessarily hugely relevant for this bit, but but he is obviously like skeptical as to how she managed to do that, because like no one should be able to just hack into the Dalek path, the mind path, or anything like that. And then he's like, the milk, Oswin, where did you get the milk making all those souffles? She's basically, what we've seen of Oswin is like what essentially she has created for herself in her mind to help her cope with the harsh fucking trauma of being turned and converted into a Dalek, essentially.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, she's smart. She is right. She is smart. And the Daleks need smart, okay? They need someone who is intelligent. So that's why she didn't just turn into a regular Dalek puppet. They gave her the full conversion and turned her... Stop yawning! And turned her into a Dalek.
I wasn't bored, I promise. It's just that it's just late and I'm tired.
Looks like you're bored.
No, au contraire. I'm finding this very interesting. Yeah, it's it's a fucked kind of realization. I like the fact that the episode has been telling us how smart she is this entire time, but there are too many conveniences. There are too many. If there wasn't this reveal, you'd go, oh fucking hell, she was literally just had all the buttons in a chair. She had the let's fix that plot problem button over and over again. And I like that the episode addresses it, and it's not been under your nose the whole time, but it explains it all in 1 second. You go, of course, the only person that would have that much control over Daleks is a fucking Dalek. Like, it makes a lot of sense, and it's so sad when you see her, when you see Jenna Coleman's face in, like, again, just, obviously that's not how it would look, but that's a visual representation of just how fucked it is.
It's very sad. It's brutal. And I think this is where, like, Nicholas Briggs, for the first time, really gets a chance to fucking shine as the voice of the Dalek. Because when it's just Clark, when it's Oswin breaking down
You gonna keep that?
I don't know. when is just Oswin breaking down, trying to make sense of all this, and then we see it from like the Doctor's perspective, talking to the actual Dalek, and we hear that Dalek voice going, "They hate you so much."
Yeah,
like trying to understand why, and it's brutal, but it's so good. It's so good to see a Dalek break down and be sad like this. You know,
it is. Yeah, it's
great.
It's a brilliant performance, and it's the culmination of two great performers to sell that scene, because it had the cross-cutting between them makes it that effective. Because every time you slightly start to warm to Jenna Coleman, who has been a delight this entire episode, it then slams you with that harsh cut to a Dalek and a Dalek voice, and you go, ah. And I love that that's even reflected in the scene. The Doctor, almost subconsciously, becomes more hostile in the scene. He's been nothing but nice to Oswin as he's been going along, and then he almost subconsciously turns into, like, the way he speaks is filled with more like disgust in his voice, you know, like he goes, "You're a Dalek," right in her face. And I'm calling the Dalek like her, and it's sad, man. It's a sad scene.
It's true. And then, you know, Oswin has the moment of like weakness where she lets the Dalek in and lets it take over her a little bit, and, you know, she goes through the exterminate thing again, and it's rough. It
is rough, man. It's rough, but I do like how it ends for her. I like how she kind of adamantly declares that she is human, and she fought the Daleks, and she is a human.
Yeah, absolutely. She will, you know, save the Doctor and save Amy and Rory, and help them get free. She deactivates the shield. She makes sure the transport's up and running, and she like basically does what she needs to get them out of there, essentially. Giving the Doctor a chance to run back to the teleport and get out of there, basically.
She says, run, you clever boy. And I went, oh, not yet.
She says, "Run, you clever boy, and remember." And she looks at the camera.
Oh, she does say remember.
Yeah, that's the most important bit, you fuckhead. All right?
There he goes again, everyone, using that word.
"Run, you clever boy, and remember," she says as she looks into the camera.
My note says, "I wonder if we'll ever see her again."
We obviously will. It's Clara.
Yeah, it's Clara. We don't see Oswin again. Saying that.
Well, no, we don't. Technically, we do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact. I do not remember much about this. I know one thing.
You're talking
about
the mystery of Clara.
Yes, I don't know why this is not Clara. I don't know why.
So you don't know what the situation is here?
I don't know why Oswin. I don't know why it's not Clara. I know something.
Do you know when the
Clara
next time
does.
we see Clara? Do you know when the next time we see Clara is?
Not off the top of my head. This is the one major thing I remember of Clara sort of not being Clara.
Okay.
I don't remember many of the others. And obviously I remember this one because it's the Dalek one with the shocking reveal and twist and stuff. But
okay.
Yeah, it's very, like I said, it's very hazy. This is just the one I remember because I would...
But you don't know why Oswin Oswald, Junior Entertainment Manager of Starship Alaska, you don't know why this person exists, why they look like Clara, what's going on?
I don't know the ins and outs of it. I know one thing that Clara does, where she jumps into something.
That's all you need to say. Stop talking.
Yes, that's all I'll say. That's all I know. That's all I could say.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm interested. I'm intrigued, man. This has gripped me. I am ready, and I'll say this loud and proud. I am ready to fall in love with Clara in a way that so many people
back
have.
off. She's spoken for.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Back off.
So the Doctor runs down an exploding corridor, and Rory asks Amy how long they can wait, essentially, before they leave. And Amy says, I don't know, the rest of our lives. And Rory, it's a sweet moment. Rory just goes, agreed. And they both just have a big kiss.
Rory says, sick, let's make out.
Rory goes,
and then
nice.
They make out.
Let's neck on in the tune, lads.
And then they do, for like a long time as well.
Way too long.
way too long, considering the fucking whole asylum is blowing up around them. Fuck. I should have. I knew I got my intro wrong. I had it in my head. I wrote my intro in my head earlier this week, okay? But I didn't write it down. And then I was coming to write it today, and I was like, fuck, what did I want to write? And I couldn't remember it. And I just remembered it now. I was going to do a Taylor Swift joke. You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me.
Very good.
Okay,
yeah.
I was going to do that. Fuck, I should have done that. Anyway, just know I planned that, everyone. And it would have been great. Okay?
And also that's on the cutting room floor as well as me being a predator.
As you are
Nathan's rejected intros.
You are a predator. Okay. That's not so much on the cutting room floor as it's just a forgotten concept.
Quiet fact you're trying to sweep under the rug.
No, you are a predator. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
Anyway, just everyone know that I thought about that, all right?
Good.
So
I'm glad we all know that. The ins and outs of Nathan's rejection.
Anyway, the asylum's blowing up. The doctor gets back to them and he's like, guys, we can go. Let's fucking go. And they're still necking on. So he just grabs the teleport button.
He goes, "Why I, lads?" And then they go,
"Why I, lads?" And then they teleport off the asylum back up to the Parliament of the Daleks, and then the Daleks are like, "Incoming teleport." But like, good thing about the Doctor is he's got pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah.
So he manages to teleport them directly inside the TARDIS.
It's convenient. It's really convenient.
Bit of fun. Well, he says he's got good accuracy.
Well, yeah.
So,
to be fair, yeah.
Yeah. Good for him.
I like that he just dips his head out the TARDIS and goes, "Suckers."
It's a good bit of fun. Yeah.
It's very fun.
But then we have one of the greatest endings of Doctor Who of all time.
My note says Nathan's cheering at this, right? There's saluting and then there's full-on breaking down cheering, which is what you were doing.
I was screaming. I was applauding. I loved every second of it. The Doctor's like, no hard feelings. I'll beat you this time, but I'm sure we'll have fun. And then they're like, who the fuck are you? Who are
Identify.
you? Identify. And then he's like, what do you mean? It's me. You know me. The oncoming storm. The Predator. The Doctor. And then everyone's like, mate, I've never fucking heard of you in my life. They're like, the Predator? That's Lawrence Heist.
I just said this.
No, Predator, okay? You zig and I'll zag, all right? I'll throw it right back at you every fucking time, okay?
Okay.
All right? And don't forget, I'm editing, so I get final say on what's in there, all right?
So you're going to cut out all of my opposition to it. Every time you call me, I'm just going to silently agree.
Lawrence, I don't know what you're talking about. You've never once said that. You are the only Predator that we know of.
Sorry, silly me.
Yes. And then that puppet woman is like, we got no idea what you're on about. Doctor Who? And then all the Daleks start shouting, Doctor Who! Yeah. Doctor Who! And I'm like, I love this. I love this. Was made for me.
It's such a chant that it breaks into. Yeah. All of the Daleks get in unison after a while.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Anyway, they fly off. The Doctor drops Amy and Rory off back at home so they can have some makeup sex.
Yep.
Rory does a little dance.
Sorry, his dance, his little celebration dance is so cute. And how Karen Gillan, you just hear Amy in the background going, "I can see you," and he goes, "Yep."
And anyway, off they go to have sex. Good on them.
Yeah.
And then Doctor's in the TARDIS and he's just having a little bit of fun, just chanting Doctor Who to himself.
I fucking love this ending of this episode. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Not only just for the Doctor Who thing, right? Because I'm sat there vicariously cheering through you as well.
Of course.
But I just love that he looks like he's having so much fun flying the TARDIS. And it's like, you imagine the weight off of your shoulders. You've just been told that your mortal enemy has just forgotten who you are.
It's pretty helpful. Yeah.
It's massively helpful, but also I just feel like he's kind of let a part of that go a little bit, considering where the episode started, and he was like, "I wish they'd stop calling me for help. I'm the Doctor, and I'm miserable." And
it is a bit of a theme of Series 7 that the Doctor is. How did we end Series 6? What did the Doctor say at the end of Series 6? I got too loud, Dorian, too noisy. Too many people know about me, okay? And the Series 7 is a little bit of him trying to correct that, of him trying to wipe his name from all these databases and systems and everything like that.
Nice. Yeah, it's good, man. The way he's kind of like, and again, Matt Smith gets to do some physical acting, just the way he's kind of flailing his own arms around, just having fun going, Doctor Who, and the way he's saying it with such a grin on his face.
it's a good fun time, and hey, and we have do we know we have a mystery? I guess not at this point. We've had. It depends on. I guess it depends entirely on your knowledge of the production of the show. Really.
Yeah, I don't think the show was telegraphed that there's a mystery yet.
No, not yet. If you know about the production, then yes, but otherwise, no. But hey, there we are.
We'll find out on this crazy time we call Doctor Who.
We will. Not long left of Amy and Rory, though.
Oh man, don't. I'm serious. I have loved this era of the show.
Yeah, 4 episodes to go. 4 episodes, and that's it.
That feels wrong.
It does. It does. It's all coming to an end. But hey, plenty more fun stuff to come.
Catch us next week for universally loved Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, I think.
Yep.
Can't remember how people feel about this, but I know that you are super autistic for dinosaurs.
I feel like that's just rude.
No, you said it yourself.
Did I when?
In our Jurassic March episodes, you love dinosaurs.
Did I use the words "I am massively autistic for dinosaurs"?
No, I said super autistic.
Okay, great. Anyway,
Weirdo of the Week! Weirdo.
Shut up! Also, this is a longer one. I'm really sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to keep them under 2 hours, man. Anyway, this is everyone's favorite section of the show where we get to take a chance to look back and reflect on some of the weird and wonderful and grubby little characters who come across our screens each and every week. Is it Lawrence because he's a predator? Maybe. So, Lawrence the Predator, who is your weirdo for this week? Is it me because I'm the predator? Ha! Beat you to it, cunt. Now you can't say that because you are the predator.
Curses.
I knew that's what you was going to do.
I'll be honest. I didn't have one when we first started recording this, and I'm absolutely stuck. But going through it, I will say that I think there are two weirdos, but because they are in one under the eyes of God, merged in a holy union, I'm going to class both Amy and Rory as this week's weirdos.
All right, why is that?
Because they don't talk to each other. They Rory full on moved out. They've been separated. They wanted signatures from a divorce paper over an issue that both couples could have a say in, or both participants in this relationship could have had a say in and spoken about. Communication is key, and I think whilst I know that the show immediately corrects it, and I'm happy that they do, this is something that, oh my God, in a real world scenario, you would have just sat down with your wife, with your husband, and gone, tell you what, let's order some dinner, let's have a long night, let's stay up, let's chat, let's figure this out. And then they wake up much happier people. So they're my weirdos.
Okay. Fair enough. Hey, you do you, man.
Thank you. Nathan, who is your
fine.
weirdo?
So, my weirdo, we brushed over this a little bit earlier. I was purposefully didn't say anything on it at the time because I was keeping this in my little bit back pocket. Nice. But it is the Daleks, Lawrence, for having a parliament. All right. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay? Why on earth do the Daleks have a fucking parliament? Okay? They all think the same thing. They all hate and destroy.
Well, they have a hive mind.
The fact that they have a parliament implies they have some form of government and have then an opposition to that government. Okay? Do they have weekly PMQs? Do they have the fucking Speaker of Parliament who's like, order? And then like, right, yes, my right honourable friend Dalek Sek here is giving points of view that this proposition is like, what the fuck is going on? I want to see Dalek PMQs because that will be fucking insane. Yeah. All right? Out of this world. My God.
It would be like that sass between the Daleks and the Cybermen, because that's how a lot of PMQs go these days anyway. It's just two people trying to dig each other for Twitter clips.
I mean, yeah, basically. Yeah. But who knows? I can't. They all think the same thing. They don't have different opinions, though. That's the thing. The whole concept of like an opposition in terms of the Daleks is insane because
there's no opposing thought.
No, it's true. If it was a Russell episode, I would add this to another a fun little thing, a fun little dig at Russell not knowing politics. But It's not. It's a Stephen Moffat episode, so I just think it's just a bit of fun.
Is it, yeah, exactly. He's allowed. It's just a little bit.
He
of
gets
fun
away
for him.
with it.
No,
Yeah.
to be fair, Russell's had way too many wrong directions on politics.
Yeah.
Stephen Moffat hasn't actually ventured into that often and got stuff wrong, so we'll forgive him.
And
this
more
time.
to come.
Oh, there we go.
A rare treat.
Anyway, Nathan, it is the time of the show where the audience get to have their say. What happens is Nathan tweets out a post and lets everyone know what episode we're recording and when, and then our lovely loyal listeners can send in their thoughts, and we get to read some of them. Just a little bit of housekeeping this week and moving forward as well. Conversation came up on Discord this week, and we've made some minor changes to Still Got Thoughts. If you're uncomfortable with heading over to Twitter these days, because it's become an unusable right-wing kind of hate-spewing horrible place that no one likes to spend that much time on.
Follow me on Threads.
Follow Nathan on Threads. Please feel free to join the Discord server. And that is basically where we've added a Still Got Thoughts forum channel where you can drop your thoughts in. Keep them short, keep them like tweet length. That'd be appreciated. Because I'll still be pulling comments from Twitter, but going forward I'll be checking both so that no one feels like they have to go to Twitter just to interact with the show. So yeah, go check out the Discord. If that doesn't make sense, PSR, one of our lovely mods, has kind of summed it up much better than that. So go and read that and you will see what that's all about.
Still Got Thoughts, now available on email, Twitter, and Discord. I made a fun little logo for Still Got Thoughts.
You did, but that hasn't been rolled out yet, Nathan.
Well, no, but it'll be rolled out this week, so stay tuned for that.
Oh,
Okay,
it's a sizzle for the logo.
Exactly. You can see that tomorrow when the first Still Got Thoughts post goes live. So,
Yeah, and maybe in
there we
celebration I'll read out a few more next week.
well, don't promise that. 'Cause then what if you don't get any more? Now you look quite the fool.
Now I look a fool. I'll just say, no, I actually rolled back on that. It's my choice.
I will also say, I should have mentioned this up top. Fuck. Before we get into Still Got Thoughts, I will say a shout out to Connor Kirby McGill, who actually met Catherine this weekend at the Weekly Planet Plumbing the Death Star live show in London. Catherine messaged me like as soon as it happened, like, "Hey, I just met one of your listeners," and I'm like, "That's weird. Tell me about it," which is great. And so yeah, she had a spoken for him, said he was a lovely guy, so that's great. Shout out to Connor. Thank you for listening. Thank you for enjoying the show as well.
And thank you for using someone else's show to go and speak to someone who's guested on our show to tell us. We're everywhere. The news will get back to us somehow.
It's true. It's wild. Yeah. Amazing news. Anyway, you were saying.
And what I was saying was, Nathan, please read out the emails that you have selected.
This first email is from Anna Ruzik, who says, "Hello, Nathan and Lawrence. Jenna has arrived." Oh,
the look of disdain. I just got shocked.
anything you want to share with the class, Lawrence?
No, I'm sorry. Please carry on.
Okay. Anna says, Asylum of the Daleks, aka Jenna is here. Jenna is here. Jenna has arrived. Obviously, my all-time favorite companion. This is the beginning of her story, and I'm very excited to hear your opinions in the future about this companion. Of course, this isn't the Golden Duo. It's 1,000 times better with the 12th, but with the 11th, it's passable. Am I going to say something about the rest of the episode? Nope, I don't care. Just Dalek husband. Kisses. P.S. I'm still catching up with a podcast. I'm at the Rebel Flesh, almost there. See, this is why I was thinking, like, we can't have this rule because it's just going to be broken come Still Got Thoughts. Because,
Yeah, of course it will be, yeah.
Of course it is. But, like, no, I'm with you. She's my favourite companion, too. So, yeah.
I will say I'm interested. I'm very interested to see it because I know that's the general consensus, that it's, like, lesser with 11 and much better with 12.
I will say, not my take, but
Interesting.
I do prefer her with 12, but
you think
I
it's
also
good
enjoy
and
her
then better?
with... Yes.
Got ya. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. This next email comes from Otis Toby, who says, Asylum of the Daleks. Hello, Nathan and Loris. My name is Otis. I've been a silent listener for about 4 months now. Thought I'd finally email in. Doctor Who has been my dad's favourite TV programme since he was a kid, and quickly it became one of mine too. We've even got a life-size Dalek sitting in our dining room. Built from scratch by a random man in his shed. We'll attach a picture below. It's obviously my dad's prized possession. Regarding this week's episode, I enjoyed it for the most part. Love Oswald as a character. I remember being stunned by the plot twist when I was younger. Not sure Amy and Rory's divorce storyline was entirely necessary. Probably could have done without that bit. I think I must have stopped watching the new episodes coming out each week around this time, as I don't remember much of this season beyond Amy and Rory's departure. So I'm looking forward to rewatching and hearing your opinions alongside. Thanks for the pod. Love tuning in each week to hear you two repeatedly argue about minor details. Never stop. All the best. Otis, he, him. P.S. completely unrelated, but Ten's blue suit is superior. Absolutely correct. I don't know if you can see Lawrence's picture of the Dalek.
I've just loaded it up. That is normally when people say like, "Oh, some guy made it," it's a thing. You expect some kind of thing. You expect some kind of shit thing.
That's just a Dalek, man.
That's just a fucking sick Dalek, yeah.
That's a Dalek from the show Doctor Who. That's fucking amazing, man. I want that.
That is genuinely fucking great. It's like a really solid replica. Like down to the color of the paint and everything.
One day when we have a studio to record these in, we're going to have a life-size Dalek as part of our set.
Oh my God, and a TARDIS, but we're going to paint the front doors of the studio a TARDIS blue, and you have to walk through them. And everyone that comes in, we're going to hand them a piece of paper, and on the piece of paper is going to have one of the companion speeches of going, "It's bigger on the inside," and we're going to make them perform it.
All right, well, I'm not sticking to that for sure. Thank you very much, Otis. That's amazing. Fucking love that Dalek. Thank you very much. And you are absolutely right. Ten's blue suit is superior.
I don't know about that, but love to you and your dad.
He's absolutely right. And this last email comes in from Langdon Truscott, who says, "Doctor Who, thank you. I have recently discovered your podcast, and it's been an absolute sanity lifesaver. I've just had major neck surgery, so I've been listening to you two squabbling about Daleks and Sontarans and God knows what when recovering. Jesus, don't know how that would help. However, due to the very powerful painkillers, I've been accidentally falling asleep to the podcast in the evening." That makes sense. Let me tell you, nothing gets you more panicked than hearing the Weirdo of the Week theme blasting at full volume at 3 a.m. You can't turn up a dial to a bullet in the head. Lawrence Stolen Earth. Do you remember saying that?
I don't remember the context of that.
You can't turn up a dial to a bullet in the head.
What would that be in the Stolen Earth? Who gets shot in the head in Stolen Earth? Quite a lot of people, I'd imagine.
You can't turn up a dial to a bullet in the head. Stolen Earth. What happens in Stolen Earth?
Stolen Earth. It's the
the Earth gets
episode
stolen.
is, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember.
Maybe it's the milkman at the beginning.
Probably something to do with Torchwood. Probably.
Yeah, it's probably that.
It was probably one of our Torchwood riffs where we're talking about them shooting people in the head. Probably.
That was when we first, I think, started the riff and got really excited about it because we both thought it was really funny.
This is a good bit. Let's do this.
Let's milk it as well. Let's keep doing it.
I've no idea what your opinions of Series 5 and Series 6 are, but in my opinion, both are absolute bangers. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on Series 7 as that's more controversial, even though I love it. Best 3 series of Doctor Who are Series 1, Series 3, and Series 10. Change my mind. I won't. Lots of love, Cap'n Albatross. Kiss, kiss. And a kiss, kiss to you too, sir.
Series 1, Series 3. Don't disagree. Series 10, I'm not informed enough to know. But I know that you love it. Is that your favourite season?
No, it's not my favourite season. My favourite series is Series 9.
Series 9, okay.
Yes, a.k.a. the greatest love story ever told.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Season 4 might come in there somewhere for me, but I don't want to have all of them pre-RTD. Season 5...
You would pick them all pre-RTD.
No, I've always said Season 5 is my favourite series of Doctor Who. I've always said that. You
just said you're having a great time with fucking Series 6 and 7. You said, I can't believe I ever liked that hack Russell T. Davies.
Oh, that's true. I did say that. I forgot.
Is what you just said.
All right, so moving on to the tweets and also the messages from the Discord. We'll find a cleaner way of saying that. No one's messaged on the Discord. I'm just saying that's now part of the segment. Anyway, first one comes in from Video James with a watermelon emoji. That's fun.
Isn't that you? Aren't you Video James?
No, I'm
Video
Video
you're
Man.
Video Man. Yeah, sorry.
And
your boss is James.
Nathan, please mosey on over to Twitter and help me identify this flag.
Yeah, that's the Palestine flag.
Okay, fine.
So James has obviously shown his support for Palestine, the people of Palestine, which has been suffering an ongoing genocide from Israel since October last year. Help out if you can. Support them.
Indeed, indeed. And James.
Well done, Lawrence.
Well, you said it. I don't need to say more, do I?
I was like, I'm going to just stay clear of this.
Not for any reasons, just for the sake of we've said what needed to be said. Now we've moved on.
Okay.
And I'm a predator.
And you're a predator.
Video James writes in Clara in all caps. That's it. That's the tweet, accompanied by a nice picture of Jenna Coleman having a big old grin, which
I
is
believe
lovely.
it's a GIF.
Is it a GIF? Oh, I've screenshot it. That's why it isn't a GIF for me.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Yeah, it's a GIF. Does it not say GIF?
It does,
They
but I wasn't
usually
looking
say-
at it like that, okay?
Okay.
Next week comes in from Joshua Broadhurst. A lot of hate for this episode comes down to the treatment of the Ponds. Seems to suggest they are doomed without the doc, which just doesn't tally with what we know. Divorce story should be fine if groundwork laid or it wasn't resolved in a single episode. Feels a bit like the gas leak year to me.
Oh, from Community. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I see what you mean about it does feel like the Ponds don't know how to resolve anything without the Doctor being there. That I can kind of get. I don't think it should have been. I don't think the groundwork should have been laid. I think it's effective because it's a shock.
Yeah. Yeah. And it kind of was laid a little bit in Pond Life.
Yeah, but again, I didn't even know
think
that
seeing
existed.
Pond Life. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's kind of the issue for a lot of people. I think Pond Life kind of helped to bridge that gap a little bit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people did not see Pond Life and just went straight into this episode, just raw dogged it, and then were like, whoa, what is this? What's going on here? I think Pond Life, because it doesn't explicitly say, but it does kind of give you that vibe, give you that hint of what's going on.
Yeah.
It means you're more prepared once the episode does come up. And I do think that actually helped
definitely
ease
helps,
things a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Because
There you go.
it's not as immediately jarring, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally, Avery writes, some incredible moments and ideas, especially the big twist at the end. Unfortunately, it's also full of wasted potential. And then they've put in brackets, we're bringing the old Daleks back. They won't do anything. And then also the dumbest subplot in all of Doctor Who with Amy and Rory being divorced for no reason. Weird one.
Pretty weird. Yeah. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Not going to lie. But hey.
It's a weird choice. I think it's executed better than some people think it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it is as well. Yeah.
But definitely, like you said at the start of the episode, to be fair, polarizing. Definitely people are falling on one side or the other.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'll focus
that's
on that later.
it.
I need to
for
figure
Still
that-
Got
Hold on. Is that it for tweets?
Yeah.
You didn't want to pick anyone else?
Oh, I did pick someone else.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, you didn't want to pick the return of the king,
I did.
Lawrence?
I did.
You didn't want to pick the return of an absolute legend?
I did. Here's what happened. I screenshotted 4, but that was the first one I screenshot, and I thought I'll save that for the end, and then I forgot.
Okay. I was going to say, there's no way I'm letting you get through this without acknowledging the return of an absolute living legend, okay?
So Greg Cactus Face has returned, ladies and gentlemen. They've said, hey boys, I'm sorry I haven't been posting baseball facts for a while. My work decided to not replace anyone who left for 8 months and instead just give me all of their work, so I've lost a bit of time for enjoyment. I'm working on my penance and will send it in soon. That sucks. For a start.
Insane. Yeah. Truly horrible.
God, I've worked jobs before where they've just gone like, oh, it's actually not in the budget that for more staff members to be working today, and I've gone, oh, okay, well, what are we going to do then? They go, well, we're going to deal with it. I go, oh, good.
Sure.
That sounds fair and cool. Yeah, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, Greg. Please feel no need for penance. Although I'm genuinely dreading what you think will be worthy of that. Like, are we going to get suddenly like 20 baseball facts all in one?
I'll tell you what, I was genuinely thinking about Greg Cactus Face the other day, and I was like, oh, so well, since we heard from Greg Cactus Face, I miss them. I hope they're okay.
Yeah.
I hope they're doing well. I think someone even asked about them in the Discord. And I was like,
yeah.
oh, I miss Greg Cactus Face, you know? And then like a couple of days later, I saw that, and I was like, oh, amazing. Amazing. What a delicious treat that was to see Greg Cactus Face alive and well. Oh, amazing. Glad you're out there, Greg. Glad you're doing well. We love you. Again, no penance is needed. Keep doing what you're doing.
Just the welcome return is gift enough.
And if you want, we will kill your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you what, play this next segment for your boss. Hello, Greg Cactus Face's boss. You suck shit and I hope you die.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
But also, Greg Cactusface isn't to blame for this. Please don't fire them.
No, please don't. Well, then Greg Cactusface is a useful alias in this scenario, isn't it? Unless Greg Cactusface is signing his payslips as Greg Cactusface.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows indeed. But yes, that is it for Still Got Thoughts. As I mentioned, a bit of housekeeping. If you do want to avoid Twitter, please join the Discord. It's a nice safe space where you can leave your thoughts, and they'll still be included as equally as Twitter comments will be going forward.
This episode is long.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry about that. The Predator himself got a bit carried away at times there. That is, of course, Lawrence.
It's a season opener. We
yes.
always do longer ones.
It is, yeah. Season opener, season closers, and Christmas specials, usually they're long ones. It's just so unfortunate that they all come in a row. So, unfortunately, you do get 3 long ones in a row.
Periodically, it looks like we're losing the plot.
Next week, I'll be surprised if it lasts longer than an hour and a half, but hey, we'll see. Maybe it will with me just fucking stimming about dinosaurs, but hey,
that's
we'll
true.
see.
Yeah, I'll have to keep you on topic.
It's true. We'll see how we go. But there we are. Join us next week. You still got to wrap fucking everything.
I'll do it.
up,
I'll
don't
breeze
you?
through it.
Breeze
Thanks for
through it.
listening.
Do it
If you
now.
enjoyed the show, leave a 5-star review. That'd be cool. Follow us on Twitter, Still Got Legs Pod. Email your thoughts, stillgotlegspodcast@gmail.com. We have a Discord server. You can also leave your thoughts for the episode there. Big thank you to Nina for the TikToks. Good stuff. Thanks for Piers for being the Discord boss. Good stuff. If you feel so inclined, we have a Ko-Fi link in the show notes if you want to help us out with the running of both shows. No pressure. You don't have to. That's fine. Speaking of both shows, Nathan, we have 2 podcasts as well, don't we?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Cool. So thanks for listening. Goodbye, everyone. See you 10 a.m. Stay cool.
I love you, and I love Doctor Who too. Bye.